Collingwood home game against Port Adelaide. Looking forward to this. Collingwood can secure third spot, at least for a few minutes anyway, and Port just have to win every game from here in to make the finals. Luke Darcy is with me this Saturday afternoon at the MCG. Darcy, good afternoon. Welcome to you.
Great to be alongside you, BT, on a superb winter's afternoon here at the MCG. Sun is shining and looking forward to this. Magpies trying to win 10 in a row. Who would have thought that at the start of the year?
Amazing.
Genuine chance to, as you said, be top four heading into the finals.
Bernie and Duck are with us, of course, and Ash Ture has joined us. Jay is with us as well down on the boundary. Ash, good afternoon and welcome to you for Red Z Lenders.
Yeah, good afternoon, BT. As you said, Magpies have won their past 9. 6 out of those 9 wins have been by 7 points or less. But just a concern for Collingwood, they're 17th for centre clearance differential. Score some centre clearances from their past 7 matches. They're only averaging just under 4 points per game. They're ranked 18th. They kicked 27 in total versus at 75. But look at Port Adelaide, struggling to hit the scoreboard, BT. They're only averaging 78 points per match. That's their lowest points scored in full-length quarters under Ken Hinkley into his 10th season. But Connor Rosie has been pretty good, past 5 matches. Third-rated player in the AFL, averaging 25 disposals and just under 2 goals per game.
I like it when you get very statistical, Ash, but not many people really like stats. They bore the shit out of them.
Anyway, for Red Z.
Good afternoon and welcome to you. Damo's here as well. Damo,
but I just want to hang around a little bit. I heard you last night on Channel 7, and in the old days at Triple M, we used to get for you ready that bomb sound where you'd say something, then there'd be that bomb sound. You had a Triple M bomb moment last night during the broadcast of the Fremantle-Melbourne game.
Can't remember.
You all but said, as a fact, with no wiggle room at all, that Luke Jackson will play for Fremantle next year. Now, we all think that, BT, but you and your sources in Perth are usually impeccable. What have you heard on the ground over there?
I have heard that they have stopped negotiations with Luke Jackson because they know it is a fruitless exercise, and therefore they are divesting their time now into maximising the opportunity that will be created by
This is Melbourne you're talking about, BT.
This is Melbourne.
They've given up on Luke Jackson.
Yeah, as far as I know,
Don't back away from it now, BT.
Hang on. Is that why the Brayshaw deal got done? Because maybe they could put a bit more money in it
look,
because they've given up on
They've
Jackson.
dressed things up around the outside, and they're nice dressing as well, I might add. But Luke Jackson is gone from the Melbourne Footy Club. Good afternoon, Damo. See you later.
I love it, BT. Well done.
Let's get downstairs to Jay-Z. Bob Jane T-Mars. Jay-Z, good afternoon and welcome to you.
It's big, BT. You know, every football journalist in the country is listening to that and raising their eyebrows.
I didn't say anything.
Well done, BT.
Look at the smile on Bristol's face.
Yes.
He knows he's got a big one
He's
there.
a real
newsbreaker. Oh, yes. I know.
First with the scoop, as always. And to add to that, I think now it's going to be really interesting to see what he gains. I mean, Melbourne will want 2 first-round picks as an absolute minimum. Privately, the club believe that he can be the best ruck in the game for the next decade. So whether it's even 2 or 3 first-round picks, those trade negotiations will be absolutely fascinating. So a big scoop there from you today. Hey, perfect conditions, as Duke said here. Beautiful Melbourne winter's day. Crystal blue skies, hardly a breath of wind down here. And two great sides. Looking forward to a big game today. Josh Carmichael, the sub for Collingwood. Willem Drew, the sub for Port Adelaide. 36,000's the expected crowd. But, gee, isn't there going to be a big spotlight on Jordan De Goey today? Back in the team for Brody Myercheck. He's got 1 month to really recapture his best as Geelong, Richmond and St Kilda consider adding him as a free agent for next year. Collingwood saying he's done a lot of work on his fitness during his time out of the side over the past 3 weeks, and he is ready to rumble.
Do you think, Jay-Z, that Collingwood are looking to float him on the market, or do you think this last month, if he does the right thing, he is still a Collingwood player?
No, Beats, I think you're spot on. I think Collingwood are almost conditioning the public that Brodie Grundy and Jordan De Goey won't be in black and white next season. You go back to the Treloar deal. That come out of the blue. It was from left field, and then there was a riot about it all. I think this has been very different. There's been not a conditioning, but just a continued sort of narrative about Brodie Grundy and Jordan De Goey. So I don't think either move would come from left field if they press the button. But the offer has to be right. The deal has to be right for Collingwood. We know they want McStay. We know they've got an interest in Taranto, Bruin from GWS, Bobby Hill. So I think Collingwood again are prepared to be aggressive in this year's exchange period.
Jay-Z down there taking more than his allotted time, Duck, but that's okay. Yeah, right. Had plenty to say.
I'm not sure McStay is going to be the number one pin at any club.
What do you mean by that?
I still find that...
What's he worth, Doug?
Amused. Well, he's not worth the money that's been bandied about, and he's also the length of the contract. What you've got to remember, he's the third forward at Brisbane, and he's going to come to Collingwood and be the number one.
He's a goal a game player. A goal a game.
Who's more valuable?
He's about
on
a
the
7 possession. Seven possession.
Who's more valuable on the open market, McStay or Wiedemann?
Wiedemann, I think.
Right.
Well, they're talking paying McStay $700,000. Is some of the money that's put on.
His highest tally's 28 in a season.
It's just ridiculous.
So it's
ridiculous.
Good if you can get it for Dan McStay.
And good on him if he can get that.
No. And whenever we speak about players getting that sort of money, it's not about the player. The player can get what you hope he gets as much as he can. That's fantastic. He can get a 5-year deal to go to Collingwood, go. But if I'm got the Collingwood hat on, I'm not paying.
I think, Das, when large numbers are bandied around, Duck gets a little bit irritated,
funny,
sensitive. He gets a little bit like...
He moves around his seat.
McStay's last 5 games,
unless you're in
he's
Duck
kicked
world.
2 goals for.
2 goals for.
So you're not paying $700 for a bloke that's kicked 2 goals for.
He's still going.
1996, and I was earning double that in 1996.
Unless you're in Duck world, I don't know whether you measure up to Duck.
Oh, no one does. But 16 goals in 15 games this year. So it's... I don't know whether you're forking out a heap for that, are you?
No, well, he's simply, like I said, at Brisbane, if I'm him, given where Brisbane and where their demographic is with their list, I'm staying there, taking a little bit less, but playing a team that you may pinch a premiership.
Treating yourself to a post-game snack from Macca's is easy with the pies are just $1.50. Choosing between creme brulee or apple is when things get tricky. Hurry to grab your favourite.
Which one of those do you like most?
Both. I love them both.
Wasn't there
Duck, so I don't have to repeat the name, but I love them both. They're absolutely fantastic. Our great mates at McDonald's been great supporters of ours here at Triple M. We thank them for that. We're about to get underway here. Nice day, half in sunshine, half in the shade of the Northern Sands, of course. And we're set to go. The Magpies. Are the Magpies real? And do we find out any more about them today?
They haven't convinced me yet, BT. I mean, you win the amount of games they have by less than a kick.
Yep.
And they've been dominated. If they've been dominated within those games that they've won. So last week, nearly 3/4 Essendon dominated them.
So, Duck, in this streak, they've beaten Fremantle, Carlton, Hawthorn, Melbourne, GWS, Gold Coast, North, Adelaide, Essendon.
Yeah, no, it's a good group. A few of those teams, but they've also struggled against Adelaide and also North Melbourne. And in both those games,
and
Adelaide
Essendon
dominated for a lot of that game, as did North Melbourne against them. So I'm just not convinced. Yes, it's fantastic. They're winning games. They're winning close games, and they're in a position where they're going to play finals footy now. But they come up against the side, Das, although they haven't been winning Port Adelaide, they have been unbelievably competitive. To take Geelong right down to the wire last week.
12 points last week.
Their form is actually pretty good. I reckon Port Adelaide, this will be a test for the Pies today. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they stand up to it.
Lost to Geelong, 12 points last week. Lost to Melbourne the week before that, 14 points. And just 2 weeks previous, lost to Fremantle in Perth by 8 points. So, like you said, they're in pretty good form without winning, which is a danger when you come up against a team like that. And they play fast footy through the corridor. So, very good defensively too, both these teams. Collingwood, the past 9 games, second in defence. Concede the least number of marks inside their D50. So, and Port Adelaide throughout the season, rated fourth in defence. So I just feel like today, beautiful sunny day. You lick your lips as a key forward today. Dixon's been in really good form. Marshall's starting to hit the scoreboard as well. And Finlayson, when he goes forward, he's having an impact, first of all, in the midfield. Didn't think he was a ruckman to start with, but his follow-up stuff's been really good. Swaps with Dixon up there. So a bit of feeling in this one as well early as we see the players bumping around at half-back there.
Games decided by 12 points or less. Collingwood have won 8, lost 1. Port Adelaide have won 2 and lost 6. So that is just an example of how close this is. I reckon we're going to get a ripper here this afternoon for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M White Rocks footy. We've got the Duck, we've got Boom, we've got the Chew Man, Jay-Z Clark down at ground level. And BT on a beautiful sunny afternoon at the MCG. Good crowd in. The Magpie Army are loving life. 9 wins on the trot for the Pies. Can they make it 10?
I think Port win today, Das. Just got a feeling.
All right, Bernie's put his stake in the ground. And we've got a free kick off the ball to start this, and it's going Port Adelaide's way.
Yep. Oh, inside 50 against Dacos, is it?
It's against young Nick Dacos, I reckon.
It is too. Travis Boak gets it.
What happened there?
Well, that's what I mentioned just before the game. There's a lot of argy-bargy pushing and shoving across half-back, and obviously, we didn't see it. We were looking in the middle of the ground. We have to see on the Harvey Norman, but you can't whack in the back or elbow in the back, and it looked like, to me, that's may have what happened.
15 gone.
So before the ball was bounced, Travis Boak, 45 metres out, gets the first kick. You hear what the Magpie fans think about it. Can he kick the first goal? Started at left, got a bit of bend on it.
Got it.
And there it is. The Port players come from everywhere, and there's a bit more going on. Nick Dacos has gone to ground. There's a bit of push and shove. Another player's gone down, and they're coming from everywhere, BT.
They're all involved.
A little bit of a jumper punch I just saw thrown then.
Don't mind this.
That was Todd Marshall, so a bit of spied early duck. I love it.
What, he's a cool character, Nick Dacos. He did not even get involved in any of that. He got bumped a few times. He just walks away from it, did not give it any attention whatsoever.
So now we go back to the middle of the ground to actually start the game. So they're a goal up, Port, before the game was started.
6 seconds off the clock, BT. That's all.
Quickest goal in history, Ash, wouldn't it have been?
Yep, you're on the money, but
Oh, you don't make stats up.
I'm a sitting duck, aren't I? That's what. Hey,
Pardon the pun.
Well, it took 6 seconds, BT.
Yeah, well, that's right. Chris Donlan, Andrew Heffernan, Brent Wallace officiating today. Out of the middle we go again. Chris got on the end of this. Free kick. Another hold off the ball here. Goes to Collingwood in the middle of the ground. The advantage is not taken by De Goey. And we'll come back and will be a Dacos ball. This is Nick or Crisp, it might be. No, yes. What a strange start. Umpires blowing whistles left, right and centre. Crisp to Dacos. Back to Crisp. Immediately under pressure. Good tackle then by Rosie. Still a little ricochet ball into Burn-Jones. He was tackled aggressively as well by De Goey. And got him too high, and it'll be a Burn-Jones free at half-back.
Super reliable player, Darcy Burn-Jones, for the power. That's a good
Great
change of direction, wasn't it, Burn?
Yep. Oh, no.
It's Member's wing, and he got a little bit sort of cautious there. Boat, his teammate he was looking for, fell over in Durs, but Burn-Jones comes back in at half-back to clean it up. And now Burton back to Dursma. Back into the side for the power. They've coughed it up here at half forward. Taylor Adams comes slicing through. De Goey. Handball's a bit wayward. Butters overran it. De Goey picks it up. Nick Dacos. I reckon they've gone after him early, Nick Dacos. Don't think he's phased at all about it. Jamie Elliott, the hero from last week. 45 out centering kick wants Mason Cox. Aaliyah in the way with a defensive mark.
Yeah, putting a lot of time into Nick Dacos off ball. Sam Powell-Pepper's the one that's been really crunching into him at every opportunity. I'll be watching to see if that's a defensive forward role.
Don't mind a question to be asked every now and then of these sort of players.
Yep.
It's a little bit like Dusty Martin. Who's ever done that to him? Here's Wines now. Little handball away whilst being tackled under pressure. They get it away just in the end of the nick of time from Butters. But the kick is ordinary under pressure and it's been taken by Cameron. So Cameron is marked on the wing. Short kick from him to Adams. Point of the square at half forward. Reels and goes. Now forced back onto his left boot. Inside 50. Poor kick. Not the one it should have been. Bergman was there to withdraw. Picked up by Burn-Jones again. His kick goes out wide. 2-on-1. Marshall looking for and finding Georgiades. Out very, very wide on the wing. Picks it up. Goes to ground with a footy. And it's a Collingwood free ball on centre wing.
Is there pressure? Pressure's really high already, Collingwood. You can see just to a man. Port Adelaide trying to throw it around, and pressure's at a really high level here.
Good tackle, Starcevic on the Shane Morgenstern wing to Pendlebury. Superstar flicks it over the top to Still Sidebottom, who's fourth all-time games played now for the Magpies. Still Sidebottom, a wonderful player who's been game number 283 for Sidebottom. Takes a bit of time, then loads up. Big launch at the mark. There's a huge pack forming. Burn-Jones again's been prolific. He transfers it looking for Burton. Noble overran it. Boak farms the handball back to Aaliyah. And he looks down the line. He wants Dixon to come at it. Darcy Moore in the way. Dixon did well to give a contest. Beautiful pick up. Noble won it nicely. And works a little 1-2, Johnny Noble.
Oh, it was really well done by Noble. Had a kick smothered here by Dixon. Goes over the line out of bounds. Centre wing right in front of the MCC members on the north side.
Just the work rate there of Dixon to get over, compete there, and then got a little fingernail in there to get a boundary throw in.
That's what you want from your big key forwards.
Yep. Goal up, Port Adelaide here. Got one before the bounce of the ball in the middle. Off hands it comes. Little one on this occasion to Dersma. Advance the ball to half-back. Moore cleverly taps to Quainer. Quainer right in front of the Port bench. Drilling ball to half-forward. Cameron, both hands on it. Out the back door, McCreary with speed. Kicks over the top. Deliberately looking for Elliott. Won't find him. Well spoilt by McKenzie. And taken over the line in the end for Jonas to concede the behind. It was well defended. One behind the Pies. 1 goal, Port Adelaide, Foxtel scoreboard.
Saved a certain goal there. McKenzie going back with the flight. All Elliott had to do is make contact. Make contact with him going forward. Would have drawn the free kick, but that was unbelievable. Kept his eye on the ball.
Looking at the Harvey Norman replay, Elliott only had to take 1 step forward, BT. Yeah. He gets a free kick.
And just run into him.
Intercept mark from Darcy Moore. 70 out from goal. It's going to go back inside 50. Just taking some time here. The big intercept defender for the Magpies sets it up to that dangerous spot. Aaliyah, beautifully done to go front and centre. His timing was perfect. His left foot snap was the opposite of that and almost out of bounds on the full. Just bounced on the line, so the Pies can set up with a throw in deep in attack. About 25 around from their goal. It's 1 straight 6 Port Adelaide, 1 behind Collingwood on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
He's having some inside 50s. Collingwood at the moment, Ash.
Yeah, 6-1 Collingwood's way.
Finn Mason doing the ruck work with Cox. Ball hits the deck. A lot of players converging. Bergman, one of those. Lipinski, another. Wines on the bottom. Brent Wallace, son of Terry, umpiring today, says we'll ball it up forward pocket. Collingwood. Cox doing the ruck work. Nice little palm down. Trouble is it went straight to Bergman. His handball over the top is intercepted by Crisp. Having another great year is Crisp. Rarely has a bad one. In fact, hasn't since joining Collingwood. Now ball in dispute ground level. Trying to extract it side bottom. Pal Pepper kept it alive. Now he sucked it in. Quainer took it off him. Had a ping at goal. Got it to the goal square again. Just a little too long for Elliott and a minor score. So Collingwood 2 behinds. Port Adelaide 1 goal. Jay-Z, Bob Jane teammates.
BT always taking interest in the messages on the coaches board down here and in front of the Collingwood bench. It says territory and pressure. They're the focuses for the Pies today. There's a simplicity in this game style. Truly works for Craig McRae.
Jay-Z for Bob Jane teammates. Ground level here at the MCG. Ollie Wines, Darcy Cameron. Good mark. Juggled and then took it in the one arm on the second attempt. So it's been trapped in this forward half here.
It certainly has.
For the Pies. McCreary had to sit underneath it and Burn Jones was able to get over the boundary line. Big thanks to our friends from Ream Up Water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Short plumber to install the Ream. So dominating forward half, but just
83% does.
83% time in forward half. And they trail by 4 points. Cameron slaps it down. Wines. It was almost a fresh area from Daya Dersma. That was stubbed his toe. It comes back out. Lipinski's had a great year. Beautiful looking kick. How good was that for Jamie Elliott? You can't kick it any better than that, Burn.
No, just saw him out of the corner of his eye. Just kicked it to space. Forced him to lead onto it. That's a beautiful kick. And that's what you want as a forward. Just put it out in space and let them do the work to get there. Didn't even have to take anybody there, Elliott. Perfect kick.
That's a spot where it's not kicked off often enough, BT.
Yep, I agree.
That spot.
Too often to the square.
Correct.
Coaches don't like it sometimes because it can open you up out the other side because of the plays on this side.
Oh, Bernie, have a go.
How good was Jamie Elliott after the siren last week, and no problems with that. That's the first for the Magpies. They're 1-2-8. Port Adelaide 1 straight 6. That is all on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. 4K Ultra HD, the best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
So you've seen 2 kicks go out to that side now to Elliott. The first one was put out in front of him, and then that one there was perfect. But that's where the space is. It always has been. That is the perfect kick to a forward. That's exactly where you want it. Well read. The kick doesn't actually have to be perfect either because you've got all the space in front of you.
So, Bernie, the mentality in not going there, as you suggested before, coaches often don't like it, is just one of, we don't want to kick goals. I mean, it's just
one thing coaches do enjoy is your team kicking goals, don't get me wrong, but that does open you up the other side because all the plays been on this side and they call it like a weak line kick, we used to call it.
Bernie.
And that opposition mark that, the open side, you can just flood down the other side. That's what coaches say. I'm not a coach.
Every mistake opens you up. I mean, just get it deep and have a crack, Bernie. Come on, Pendlebury, here he is. Going to go again next year. Got a contract already. Mark taken here on this occasion by the big man forward in Johnson. And Johnson will line up. This guy has added,
hasn't he,
something to Collingwood's deep forward end.
He has, hasn't he?
Mid-season pick last year.
Extremely confident young man.
Little low five to Pendlebury before he even has his shot.
Yes. What do you think of that? The high fives before they've actually kicked it.
Yeah,
Probably
not.
go. But
Leave it until you get it through.
Johnson from directly in front, 50 metres out he'll kick from. Ball on the way to the city end. It's got to come back a little. It does very nicely. Beautiful goal. He puts both arms in the air and says, yeah, I'm the man at Collingwood now. And Collingwood 2-2-14, Port, one straight goal. Foxtel scoreboard.
He's certainly been a great pickup. 3 goals last week. And again, they're just playing in front. The quick snap fork from Pendlebury. Just playing in front of Tommy Jonas, and the ball, because it's a snap, it drops quickly and just on the lead. Perfect kick too. Went back from 50. And as you said, BT, knows his game. Very confident within himself from Sturt in South Australia, mid-season draft last year. Very good. He put both hands up in the air, didn't he? Said, come around me. I'm not coming to you. You get to me.
Oh, some good swag there, isn't it? The Harvey Norman replay.
That is swagger.
Gotta love that.
Sign of seeing Ash Johnson live. He's got a bit of presence about him. Tom Jonas, the captain, is his marker at the moment. So the Pies have dominated forward half and now have an 8-point lead on the back of it. Finlayson jumped straight over the top. They're going to get a clearance through Wines, Port Adelaide to Rosie. Good hands in front of Quainer. Connor Rosie keen to get it moving. And he's happy to bite off that 45-degree kick that Bristol wants. Open up the face a little bit more. Crashing through, trying to find a way was McEntee, but the Magpie defence have, initially, but they've coughed it up, and it lands with Finlayson, who got the centre clearance, and Jeremy Finlayson kicks a goal right against the flow of play. And that was a bit of something from nothing. Some forward pressure caused it. The Port Adelaide Power get their second goal, and they go to 2 straight 12. Collingwood 2-2-14. That is all on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Yeah, well, Finlayson gets the goal, but it's Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just the chase down, the pressure that we spoke about, that was absolutely brilliant from your key forward. He's really grown this year.
He has.
Marshall, hasn't he?
17 goals this year. He's come into his own. But that, again, that's a key forward. Doing the defensive things. We saw Dixon do it earlier on, create a contest, and then the smother there. Todd Marshall could have easily been forgiven for giving up on that chase, but he just wanted it. Chased him down, forced the rush kick, and the goal was the result.
Being very good as a forward and now as part-time ruckman as well, doing the job in there. For Kenny Hinkley, Dixon and he share those duties. Pendlebury thought about going, withdrew and then went long and deep inside 50. Out the back, Johnson got over the top. Hoskin Elliott trying to sock it off the ground. There's a heap of Collingwood players around. Little sock up by Hoskin Elliott again. Elliott then trying to handball out, gobbled up by Gray. Gray goes wide and Bianco should keep this alive. Yeah. But somehow Butters did extremely well to beat 2 Collingwood players. Got the ball back inside. Can keep going here, Wines, if he wants. Nothing to kick to on the wing, southern stand side.
How good was Butters back there?
Yeah, that kick inside. Had Collingwood all down the line. Had to pull it inside. Risky kick, great kick.
Marshall wants it deep. Dixon obliges. Beautiful kick, Duck. That just summed it up better than we've seen in recent times. Perfectly weighted.
Yeah, it was. And I tell you what you don't often see on a footy field, and that's Jeremy Howe misjudged the footy.
Yeah.
He completely misjudged the ball then.
Yep.
You don't ever see that.
No.
Marshall was just standing at the back. That cleared the pack. The Harvey Norman replay will show us. It was just, it was a good kick from Dixon, as you said, but see, Howe just ran under it.
Elite goal kicker, Todd Marshall, 38-11 for the year, directly in front. It's a beautiful action, and he makes no mistake. Todd Marshall, Port Adelaide have got 3 straight. The Magpies are 2-2-14. And they get a couple in a row, Port Adelaide. That is all on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
That's 35-9 now from set shots, Das. 35-9 from set shots. Good,
beautiful,
very good,
shot.
Very good.
Not much can go wrong.
Makes a difference.
Runs straight, kicks through. It adds so much to a key forward, the ones that can kick goals like that, because you've seen key forwards miss from there, even closer, and you'd probably forgive him, go, oh, well, he hadn't got his kicking boot on today. But what about that kick as we see in the Harvey Norman replay? Zach Butters that pulled it inside. I was looking down the line, had 2 Collingwood players, and the third player over was going to be another Collingwood player, just out of the corner of his eye, pulled it inside, and that created that goal.
Bernie Vince there on the Seabus Super Specials alongside Wayne Carey on Triple M Football. Ready to go back in the middle. Umpire Brent Wallace to bounce it. Cox wanting to do the ruck work here with Dixon. Dixon runs straight at him, puts the knee in. Cox has the little win out the back door to Goey. Just a little fumble at the moment, allowed an opportunity. Rare it was. Lipinski's spinning ball goes wide. Bianco and Gray give chase right on that southern stand wing, and a clumsy, unnecessary kick from Bianco goes out of bounds on the full, and it'll be a free kick going Port's way. It'll be Robbie Gray having trouble getting the ball back from the crowd out there.
Couple of mistakes now from Bianco. First one set up the Finlayson goal, and again rush there, kicked on the full. Good pressure from Port Adelaide.
Here's Rosie from just forward of the wing. Just a shallow entry inside 50. Up they fly, no winner there, and a wide one as well. Lipinski tackled by Bergman, clumsily fell forward and will have a ball up.
Deep in attack, the Power. They lead it by 4 points. Started well. Noble under more pressure. So Port's small forwards and their key forwards have been working hard to keep it in. Marshall went after it. Quainer over the top, a little clumsily. This is Burgoyne on the non-preferred. Back in board, Lipinski. Clever kick, and then went with the standing check side. Put it into the lap of Hoskin Elliott. And he goes short and wide to Bianco at half back.
Another one.
Yeah, he's picked out a 50-50 target. Probably wasn't on. Burne-Jones ushers it over for a boundary thrown on the outer wing. Shane Warne stand side here at the MCG. It's the Pies trailing by 4 points.
Just looking at our Harvey Norman screen here. Those that are shooting the game today look like it's coming from the Skylab up there in space. They're that far away. But other than that, it's all going good. Little knockdown here. Jonas overran the footy after being confronted by Elliott. Little handball comes to Lipinski. Collingwood go forward. Ginnivan, who started the day on the pine, couldn't stop it going over the line, out of bounds on the full. Free ball will go the way of McKenzie back into the side for Port today, along with Dersma and Jones.
Bergman fight his way back into this side. Miles Bergman back to Burgoyne. Nephew of Sean, son of Peter. Great to see another Burgoyne playing for Port Adelaide. Over the head of Wines, but the mark has been taken by Jed McEntee in his 7th AFL game, mid-season pickup in 2020. Played for Sturt in the Sandford. They've had a good patch here. Have Port Adelaide kicked the last 2 goals. They go down the line looking for Marshall. This time Howe got his timing right. Sold into some trouble were the Magpies. To go, he couldn't quite handle it. Now it comes back to Bergman, who sends it long down the line. Dixon, the target, off hands. Lurking with intent was Pau Pepper. Boat picks it up. Pau Pepper's out the back. They got numbers out everywhere. And Amon thought about going over the top.
Probably should have.
35 out directly in front.
Should he?
No, you got to go back and kick that. The pressure, I'm not sure who it was running back there. Murphy was running back. So the kick would have had to be perfect and low and hard. So take it upon yourself. Go back and kick it.
Yep. So just 5 inside 50s. This could be for 4 goals straight, Port Adelaide. 11 inside 50s to Collingwood.
He's a 50-50 chance.
Directly in front, Carl Amon has made the goal. He just snuck it home, and so 3 in a row to Port Adelaide. Carl Amon kicks his first, and Port Adelaide have snuck out to a 10-point lead. 4 straight 24, Collingwood 2-2-14. That is all on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
So the vision of Boak, that goal comes down to that. Dixon once again doesn't get a stat, but just
brings it to front.
Yep, compete.
Geez, that's good vision. Because a lot of players would have just had a flying snap at that when Boak won it, run around on the right foot, snap it through. But spoke about the dominance in forward half, Collingwood, but 5 inside 50s for 4 goals now, Port.
Ash, what does this game mean for both sides with regard to finals and where they'll end up?
Yeah, Collingwood, obviously, if they win, they press for the double chance in the top 4. Port Adelaide, if they win, they keep their final 8 chances alive. In fact, if they win all 4, and Richmond and St Kilda lose 3 out of 4, and who is it? The Bombers lose. Sorry, I've lost it. Bulldogs, lose 3 out of 4. Port could be in.
Let's keep it simple, Ash.
He's named a few teams there.
Keep it simple, just where they're going. Long ball forward for Collingwood. A little bit of a hand and a block, and a free kick will go the Pies' way. Look at them claiming it. Cameron's claiming it. Johnson is claiming it. And Johnson just put up both arms and said, bring it this way. And he's got the free, the identical position to where he kicked the one a short while ago, perhaps a touch further.
Touch further out. Does that change the way he kicks? It was a beautiful kick, that first one.
I think he's a big kick. He's going to get close to the man on the mark. You can tell already. And he does go to the side of the man on the mark. Kick is on the way, and it's offline, minor score. So Collingwood 2-3-15. Port Adelaide 4 straight 24 on the Foxtel scoreboard. 4K Ultra HD, the best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
Still 8 minutes remaining in this first term, the MCG. Burne-Jones had to do well, put the 1 mid up from the fullback kick in, took the mark. Out to Xavier Dersma. Shane Warne stands side. Dersma's popped that out of bounds on the full under no pressure.
Over the fence.
1 foot on the line. Back 5 metres, thank you.
Unusual skill error. Isaac Quainer, he gets the resultant free kick. Bathed in sunlight is an outer wing side here at the G. Quainer, long high ball. Cox trying to get involved. It was smashed down by Lear. Front and centre, Port Adelaide have been winning some 50-50s there. They end up getting it to Connor Rozee. Down the line and dropping in front. Was trying to take the mark. Lockie Johnson couldn't quite get it, and it's going to be held up half forward for Collingwood, who trail by 9 points. 2-3-15. That's Collingwood. 4 straight 24. Port Adelaide on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Looking at the Harvey Norman, just got taken out. That should have been a
Darcy Moore, you mean?
free kick, yeah.
Yep, I agree. He looks just a little off-centre at the moment to Darcy Moore. He's got back to Charlie Dixon now. Here's Finlayson, goes short and finds Dersma. Dersma, a centre wing, just in that brilliant sunshine out there, goes wide and finds Farrell. Farrell still on the wing, looks back inside, nothing there, so goes for a longer ball, entering 50 on the head of Dixon. Out the back was Maynard. Seen much of him so far. Dacos, handball, straight to Rozee. Rozee to Butters, out the back now Moore. Wants to switch to the northern side. Kick's got to be perfect to Bianco, and it was. He literally threaded the needle.
Bianco has had a couple of nervous moments in this first term. Got run down from behind by Marshall, so he decides the conservative kick down the line is the go. Lockie Jones, timely fist, Robbie Gray. And the look-away handball was good to Carl Amon, tracking the boundary line. That will have to be perfect. Not a bad effort with the drop punt, just to the near side. And that is the first minor score for Port Adelaide, 4-1-25 to 2-3-15. 10-point lead to the Power and the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Had to avoid the umpire then as well, Carl Amon. So they've really got some spirit here at the moment, Port. Duck said they were in good nick. Little handball comes out the back here to Finlayson. Left footer, deep forward bound ball. Jeremy Howe marks. Top of the goal square. Little tip kick. Here comes both the interceptor. Took it off Nick Dacos. They bump into Dacos. They blame him for it. Charlie Dixon goes up, taps him on the chest and says, mate, it's going to be a tough day for you. We're after you. And Boak with a set shot from 25 out near the boundary.
It's been a sort of shaky start for Howe.
Yeah, it has.
Ran under one and
Yep.
turned that one over.
And he took that kick out as well, which was a straight turnover back inside.
Boak around the corner. You've got to stop talking at some stage, Bernie. And that is just a one-pointer. 4-2-26, Port Adelaide. 2-3-15 on the Foxtel scoreboard, Bernard.
Well, am I allowed to talk yet?
Yes, go.
Oh, I'm done.
Triple M Seabass Super special comments. Seabass Super making hard work pay off. That's Bernie Vince. And you've got Wayne Carey in the back row all over it. Ginnivan, I called his name true man, I don't think, so far in this game. What's he done?
He's Statler Stats.
What about this?
Oh,
Maynard got in there. He's given him one. He's got a headlock. Elliott's in another. DeGoey's there. Mason Cox can't actually see what's going on. And a 50-metre penalty as well.
Jeez, it's on.
Oh,
On the bottom.
Pal Pepper comes in with
50 metres.
DeGoey. Off the ball. Number twos go at it. They're shaking and shivering each other. And it's just a little up and down here at the moment at the MCG.
The end result, though, Bristol, is a gift to Port Adelaide.
Jeez.
Right to the goal line. Travis Boak can't miss from there. And there's still some... Maynard's still giving it to him, walking alongside him in his ear saying,
He'll give it another 50, mate.
you're kidding, aren't you?
Boats and everything.
Hasn't he?
So he gets ushered to
Second goal.
directly in front. 8 metres out. Travis Boak. And so what a start this is turning out to be for the Power. 5-2 they are now. 32, 2-3-15. And there's been spot fires. Boak kicked the first goal before the ball had even been bounced on the back of some of that. So Port Adelaide enjoy a lead of 17 points on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
It looks a little bit uncomfortable too, Boat. Looking at the Harvey Norman, he keeps pointing to his neck. But looking at the Harvey Norman now and what sparked it. So he's copped a real heavy one. And then his neck's got caught under. So he's I reckon he's and look at Maynard, who's got the jumper wrapped around his neck. He might come off Boak at some point. He doesn't look comfortable.
They're two separate fights.
I tell you, did you see Mason Cox Jack in the Box style?
No, I didn't.
I was standing on the mark, so he crouched down, BT.
Oh, he went Jack
and
in the
then
box.
did the Jack in the Box.
How did that go for him?
Jump up. Well, he didn't touch it.
We'll watch that. This could be a new tactic that he's got employing. He likes to go the man on the mark. It's one of those skills that he can employ. And here's the kick forward, and Dixon takes a mark. Bit of a nudge there as well, but Dixon's got away with it, and they are lining up for 5 straight. They have shocked the Pies here. The Pies are in shock mode. The Dacosses are being attacked, particularly Nick, and they're just not sure how to handle this at the moment. Dixon to make it 5 in a row and a lead of 23. 35 metres out, punt road end. Charlie Dixon as straight as an arrow. Port lead by 23. 25 minutes into the first on the Foxtel scoreboard.
Geez, you love that from Port Adelaide. Everything on their terms at the moment. They're, as you said, BT, they're attacking key players from Collingwood. Nick Dacos, he hasn't had any sort of pressure like this at all in his career so far. It's all been just easy for him off half-back, picking up touches. This is a different element to AFL footy. He's a challenge he's going to have to deal with, and if this works, what teams will do, they'll see this and they'll go, well, we're going to do this as well. So he needs to embrace it, just focus on what he's good at and get back to what he can do.
Burn asked Duck, Collingwood fans unhappy. I love that adjustment in the rule. He was just too strong there, Charlie Dixon.
He was. It was in the side. It was,
yeah.
He had his arm under his armpit almost, and you're right, pushed him off the footy. But Boak involved again. It was Boak to Wines out of the middle of the ground.
Port Adelaide 23-point lead. 4 minutes remaining in the first term. And so the Pies fans are restless here at the MCG.
It wasn't a free though. I don't know what these.
No, it was just a show of strength. Charlie Dixon out-muscled Darcy Moore. Pies get a free kick. You can hear the response to that. Just been a little bit harder, the Port Adelaide team for mine so far. Georgiades did well to get back down, slapped forward by Starcevic, got it to the 50-metre arc, but the power numbers are there. And Georgiades worked hard. They're going to work it through to the hands of Dersma.
Dersma, a little handball goes wide, and here they go, Port Adelaide. Burgoyne was streaming down there. Involved was Jones, and now Burgoyne, the little finishing kick is good to Amon. Amon off one step, and there's a whistle downfield. It'll be a free kick going against Murphy. It's Marshall. Marshall's got the free. 35 metres out on a pretty tough angle, and we'll look to make it 5 straight for Port.
If Butters was switched on then, he could have grabbed that footy and run into an open goal. Taken advantage.
Yeah. We've got the straight kicker himself in Marshall here. What's he got, Ash? Set
35-9. 35-9 from set shots.
Okay, that might be all, but that would probably work out to sets as well.
That's just sets.
Okay, thank you, Duck, being really assertive.
Because he's got a set now.
35 metres down. And boy, they're grumpy down there, and so are we. And it's a minor score there for Port Adelaide. So 39 plays 15. Jay-Z.
BT Duke said before a couple of nervous moments for Trent Bianco. Well, I think Craig McRae agreed with him as the youngster came to the bench before. Craig McRae straight over to him, just asking for a bit more composure from the youngster.
Jay-Z for Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free. Instant catch back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25. You can order online. The Power go inside 50 again. Lockie Jones is held up about 40 metres out from this punt road end.
Dixon was outnumbered again, but brought it to ground.
It's completed well. Charlie Dixon takes the forward ruck throw. Robbie Gray, and get the hands free. Play on's the call. Starcevic fighting for it. Brilliantly done. Boat got it to Wines, who's gained 30 metres, but attacked the boundary line and no insufficient attempt paid, Duck.
That was as deliberate as
deliberate. Come
you
on.
watch some and you just go, well, why did you pay that? And then he does that.
Yeah, he eyeballed the line and he found the line. Cameron, beautiful to Dacos, shrugged the tackle. A look away handball by Quaynor. Got it wide to the other Dacos, and that is Josh. Now it goes to Murphy. Murphy, long ball out. Can they keep going? Lipinski, handball to Goey. He just backs up for a middle. Horrible little left foot kick along the boundary. Picked up by Alir, who attacked the footy. Port Adelaide have come to play, but he's kicked it straight down the throat of Dacos. And Dacos settles it just forward of half back on the southern stand wing, Das.
This is Josh. who kicks it to a 2-on-1. The 2 of Port Adelaide. That was easy pickings for Jonas. So they've lost a bit of their composure, the Magpies.
Just got an appetite for the contest at the moment, Port Adelaide. They're just hungrier for the footy. They're playing like a team that can't afford to lose, that have to win.
The board holders on the bench. Port had up 2 minutes to go. Collingwood had up 3, and he looked across at Port and he said, I think you're right. I'll change mine to 2.
Here come the power again. The kick looking for Dixon.
Look at that.
It was Josh Dacos again. Strong tackle pressure. Have you got a pressure rating for me, True Man, on the Triple M Red Z lending stats?
Port Adelaide 179, Collingwood at 165. But the Magpies have only laid 4 tackles. They're second in the AFL for tackles this year.
39 plays 15 in favour of Port Adelaide. Lipinski's taking a nifty little mark at half-back. There's a minute and a bit to go in the quarter here. The little kick over the top to Cruz. The long handball to Pendlebury. Pendlebury, the little short one back to Cruz. Full of surging run. Low ball inside 50, not great. Alaire, front and centre. Ginnivan kicks, goal. Collingwood get one late. Ginnivan gives it a little single fister. 3-3-21. That brings the fans to their feet. Port Adelaide 6-3-39. Foxtel scoreboard.
With just 1 minute to go, Alaire would like that one again. That was an uncontested mark. I know it was a bit of an ugly ball, bit of a floating sort of ball coming inside 50, but he's just got to take them. Almost looked like he wasn't interested in it. He wasn't concentrating or something, because you don't drop them if you're an elite intercept marker like he is, and, well, just drop straight in front of Jack Ginnivan, and you don't need to give him too much of an opportunity. And that's all he needs sometimes, is an opportunity, and he can find his way in a game. So look for him now. 1 minute to go.
Couldn't believe his luck there, Ginnivan.
Couldn't.
A bit like his time again, I think.
Yeah, that didn't look good, did it?
Just a little duck in the head.
Oh, the little... You're calling it, are you?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Back in the centre, and Darcy Cameron clean possession. Chris started at half forward. Power win it back. That centre half back. Wines involved in that to Butters, whose kick was affected by some tackle pressure. So can Collingwood get another late one? Josh Dacos takes some space, drives it to the goal square. Oliver is the target and can't keep it in. So it will be thrown in. Port Adelaide 6-3-39. Collingwood 3-3-21. Jamie Ellett was the name I was searching for there. 18-point lead to Port Adelaide on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
36 seconds left in the quarter, Das. Yes, Jamie Ellett. Knocked down Cameron. Look at this. DeGoey. Left foot around the corner once again. Didn't quite nail it the way he'd hoped. A very, very high ball. Ginnivan gets the front and centre. He's tackled to the ground. Got the little handball away in the nick of time. Boakes clearing kick. Didn't go fast. Going to come back. Dacos. There's 18 seconds in the quarter remaining. Dacos centering ball. DeGoey marks. DeGoey will kick for goal after the quarter-time siren. And that will mean consecutive goals for Collingwood on the back of 5 straight for Port. 39-21. Quarter running 33 minutes and 2 seconds. Umpire comes up and annoys DeGoey by saying he must run straight. And DeGoey only 25 metres out. Directly in front, just needs to guide it down well. He does. Collingwood get 2 very late ones. They got 2 goals in the last minute of the quarter. And a ripping quarter, though, by Port Adelaide. 6-3-39. Collingwood 4-3-27 on the Foxtel scoreboard. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Foxtel. 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's.
Adelaide's good times with the rush hour on your drive home.
Back in the 80s when I was playing for the Roosters, we played Prospect Oval muddy as. Always had a shower at half time when I played, just to reboot again and start again. Got changed, ran out, said to Mickey Redden, where am I going? He goes, go to 6 o'clock. Umpire said, Jars, you got to get off. I said, what for? You got tennis socks on. I wore my tennis socks on.
The Rush Hour with Bernie, Bluey and Jars. Back Monday from 4 on Adelaide's Triple M. Also on Listener.
Want to win free barista-made coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just buy a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 30th of the 8th, 22. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecom for full terms.
Face masks are an important barrier to help stop the spread of COVID-19 and other illnesses.
Wearing a mask is mandatory in healthcare, including pharmacies, disability and aged care, and on passenger transport, and strongly recommended in all indoor public places. So make sure you're covered to protect yourself and others. We can all help reduce the impact of the current wave. For more information, visit sahealth.sa.gov.au/COVID masks. A message from the Government of South Australia.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on any deal. Think you've seen a good deal? Let the Total Tools team know, and we'll not only match the deal, but you'll also score insider rewards points with every purchase. Whether you're after Makita, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Bokoki or Bosch, Total Tools simply won't be beaten. With the biggest range, guaranteed low prices and more convenient locations, Total Tools is the obvious choice. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See in store.
How can you be distinctive? What if your house, an affordable boutique home with striking features, was created by you? Step ahead of the rest with distinctive homes. Be inspired by our online catalogue. From 40 top designs, you can pick all your favourite elements to create your dream distinctive home. Come and meet the team or view the online catalogue at distinctivehomes.com.au.
There's more value at Coles with $20 off when you spend $250 or more online. Just enter the code VALUE20 at checkout. Shop now at coles.com.au. Coles. Value the Australian way. Offer ends August 2. T's and C's apply.
For genuine clearance prices, get into Beaumont's clearance outlet now. Get up to 50% off bathroom wear and 600 by 600 floor tiles from $14.95 per square metre. With clearance stock ready to go, rush into Beaumont's clearance outlet Richmond.
It's time for tackling claims with RAA Comprehensive Car Insurance. We've seen some big bumps out there. Rushed behinds. And white line fever in car parks.
Watch out for the trolley!
But while people hit the post, the team at RAA Insurance tackle the claims right here in SA. Get an RAA Comprehensive Car Insurance quote today and
keep on moving on.
T's and C's apply. Consider the PDS and TND. Product issued by RAA Insurance. Available from RAA.
At AutoPro, we know these parts. Save 25% on Newlong Long Life Coolants 5 litre range, only $32.99 each. And get over 35% off Newlong Advanced Protection 5W30 5 litre bottles, only $29.99 each. Conditions apply.
AutoPro. We know these parts.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Quarter time at the G. Port lead by 2 goals. 12 points, 6-3-39. Collingwood 4-3-27. Ash, Red Dead Lenders.
Travis Spoke, number 1 ranked player on the ground, 10 disposals and a couple of goals.
Jay-Z for Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free. Plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today. bobjane.com.au, Jay-Z.
BT, I think as you call Port Adelaide filthy with these last 2 Collingwood goals, Ken Hinkley was right in front of me, and didn't he have some choice words to describe some of those lapses? He was absolutely furious with those late Collingwood goals, but it does feel like here at ground level that Port Adelaide wants to keep the ball off Collingwood, not get caught up into that manic chaos game style, that high pressure they know that Collingwood are very good at. It seems to be more like a keepings off sort of a game style from Port Adelaide. Not sure what the uncontested marks say, but it's clearly at ground level a more uncontested game style from Port Adelaide at the moment.
Very nice work, Jay-Z, at ground level. Seabus Super Specials, Duck.
I thought Jay-Z was given the specials.
No, well, he does.
Stats and everything.
He's very good, by the way, Jay-Z. We know that. I tell you what, really impressive from Port Adelaide. And the 2 late goals, they'll be really disappointed in that because they dominated the second part of that quarter, Port. As we're just going over again, BT, looking at the Harvey Norman, and they're just saying the replay of that free kick to Travis Spoke. And, he still does not look 100% fit. But really good game of footy, BT. We thought it was going to be an open game of footy because of the way these two play. 10 goals in the quarter. It was good.
Wayne Carey, we've got Bernie Vince, superstars in the back row of the Triple M Seabus Super Special comments on a Saturday afternoon at the MCG. Seabus Super making hard work pay off, and entertaining quarter. Port Adelaide really had an opportunity for a 4-goal lead, but 2 late ones have a 12-point lead to Port Adelaide as we're about to start the second term.
Uncontested marks at Port 22 to Collingwood's 14, by the way.
They've gone to work on Nick Dacos.
Still are, aren't they?
To start, Pau Pepper has been his marker. Putting a bit of time in Not sure that Nick Dacos looks too intimidated by it all, but Adelaide have got a 2-goal lead. Finlayson jumped over the top of Mason Cox. Good vertical leap on display there. Adams trying to fight hard for it. Rosie wraps him up to go. He started the centre bounce and just powered his way through to get the ball to half forward. Cameron for Collingwood, a little bit of a fumble, half back. They pile in over the top of him from everywhere. 3 power defenders, Alia. It was Burton and Jonas, but it's been trapped there at centre forward for Collingwood.
Good ball up. Collingwood's attacking punt road end. Bathed in sunshine here at the moment. Wines with a little takeaway to the middle of the ground. Cox went to spoil with a fist and actually missed the footy. Now Maynard to Howe. He had a fumble as well. Dixon somehow to Boak. Boak advancing the ball. Moore's got to go. He did. He had a little slippy, but he was able to take the mark. That came off the instep and wasn't great, but still McCreary able to run it down on the wing. Handball to side bottom. Well done by Butters. Got it. Side bottom now applies the tackle and held the ball in. No prior. And it'll be a ball up right in front of the Port Adelaide bench here on the northern side.
Well umpired.
Yep. It's one of those duck tackles, isn't it? Ducked into it. Play on. Well done.
Umpire Brent Wallace down there always does an outstanding job. Wines is kick smothered by side bottom and it ricochets off side bottom's hands out of bounds. Right in front of the interchange race. MCG members wing side of the MCG. P2 said it is a beautiful winter afternoon here in Melbourne. Good game too. Port by 12 points. Wines too strong for Taylor Adams to Rosie, who runs full distance and then pulls a trigger. Good kick, good composure, and thought his way through it nicely. Jed McEntee on the end of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was meant for him.
No, it wasn't for Dixon, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dixon slipped over, but still he had the right idea, put it in hard and low, and he's having a little bit of an influence too, Rosie. Numbers 2 men.
He's had 8 disposals.
Jed McEntee, 7th game, looking for his 2nd goal in the big time. He's snuck it. Well, it didn't make the journey.
Well, that's a mark.
Marshall's nearly taken the mark on the line. It looked like it was home, but offhands and a minor score is the first score of the second term. Port Adelaide go to 6-4-40, Collingwood 4-3-27. That is all
mark.
The Trill and IJ scoreboard.
I reckon the umpire thought it was over the line, so he didn't bother paying the mark. And as you say, it was a mark. It's a rather bizarre situation. Handball in the middle of the ground went to Burton. Clumsy. Johnson fell over as well. McCreary got up, went down, got rid of the footy. Maynard in the middle. Long handball. Finds DeGoey. Feeds Johnson on the run. Took him on with a bit of foot candy. Went wide to Bianco. Bianco goes even wider to Dacos. He ran past it. Burgoyne saves the day. Burn-Jones there. Kick smothered. Alir out the back door with a handball that was professionally shovelled over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in deep in Collingwood's attacking zone.
Burgoyne was very good there.
Wasn't he? 2v1, beat 2 opponents.
Some nice pressure here, Collingwood.
Not much of him.
Great pedigree, isn't it? Jace Burgoyne playing at half back today for Port Adelaide. Finlayson seems to be enjoying his role in the ruck. Butters was tackled without possession. That had to be a free kick going the way of Port Adelaide against Maynard.
Collingwood fans don't think so. That's one of the most obvious free kicks you ever see.
Finlayson took a mark that wasn't intended for him and then just rushed the kick a little bit. Nick Dacos got back. He ran into Charlie Dixon. And that was not going to be a tackle that he was ever going to break. So slightly an attack on the outer wing. Shane Warnstand is going to be thrown up. Port Adelaide have a 13-point lead over the Pies and the Triple M IJ score.
It's a game that's reached no great heights as far as skill is concerned so far. But endeavour is there. Another ball up, right on the Toyota Good for Footy logo. Celebrating volunteers, they do a great job for us. The umpire's gone over there, and there are many, many volunteers in the world of football and suburban competitions and metropolitan and country competitions. They're all littered with volunteer supporters, and we thank them as part of the Good for Footy. High footy, Alir got in front of Darcy Cameron and took the mark, and he's at true half-back. Little kick sideways is a nice ball to Amon, who's one of their best users, Carl Amon. So a slow start here to the second quarter. It's a 13-point lead here at the moment with Port Adelaide. Ball goes forward to Pelpepper. He loves to wheel and go, Pelpepper. Long ball, Murphy being held there against Marshall. Wins the free in the back end for Collingwood.
Duck and Burn, have you seen Pelpepper and Nick Dacos? Sounds like a very clear target, that doesn't it?
Yep. And look, he's been getting the ball at will.
6 disposal
for a long time. They're always going to put a bit more pressure on him, and Powell Pepper's the perfect man for the job, I would have thought.
Power seem to be using Powell Pepper pretty effectively as well.
Yeah.
Burn Jones now flicks it out to Carl Amon. And that outer wing side. Here is Powell Pepper again, so they are really going through him. Nick Dacos trying to read the play. Back Wines confronted. That was brilliantly done. Great defensive effort. Been Murphy back there, getting out to the outer wing. Ash Johnson, clever enough to get it past Darcy Burn-Jones, Bianco. Burgoyne just kept his feet beautifully and won it back.
He does, and now Amon spots up and finds Dersma. Dersma at centre half back, looking to go wide. They caress the footy and it lands with Butters. Butters at half back. A little chipping ball out wide to Jones, takes the mark. Quainer there as well, but Jones now within 75 metres of the City end goal. Powell Pepper and Dixon are there. Powell Pepper out the back. Murphy got a hand on it, picked up by Dixon. Handball, intercepted by Sidebottom. Can they get something going here, the Pies? Josh Dacos to Maynard. Maynard to Josh Dacos.
He takes a little bit of time, got a big push in the back from Boat. Oh, advantage is paid, and now they're out. Taylor Adams in space, if he can just pick it up. Could not get a handle on it for anything, and eventually Pendlebury says, give it to me. I never fumble to DeGoey. The Pies are going to go from defence to goal, but he's missed DeGoey, and Jamie Elliott is saying, you torched me. I was all out.
Pendlebury gave it to DeGoey too late.
Too late, yes. Why the delay? Did he think he was going to have a running shot himself?
6-4, 40 Point Adelaide, 4-4, 28 Collingwood. That is the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
One of those ones that just wouldn't bounce up. Put it.
No.
Adams was just rolling and then waiting for a bob, and it didn't bob.
Aaliyah to Rosie. Rosie here gives it to Farrell. Farrell down the half-forward line and ran out of road, did McEntee, and goes over the line out of bounds. So let's check the scores. Port Adelaide 6-4, 40. Collingwood closing 4-4, 28. Crowd getting a little impatient here with the, I guess, average form that Collingwood is showing so far. Haven't got the roller coaster together yet. Here is Elliott being tackled. Then we'll have another ball up. Umpire wastes no time. Chris Donlan. Mason Cox down the throat of Adams. Big Cox, well done. Pendlebury, sneaky handball. Crisp. Little sideways ball here to Johnson. Johnson's in between two. Steps on the gas. He was being held. No free. Gee, that's going to send the Collingwood rabble into an absolute frenzy here. They won't like that. Quainer's got to win the hard one. Couldn't do it. Dacos with the soccer off the ground. Lands with Elliott.
Jamie Elliott has got a chance 60 metres out. Got the lead from DeGoey. Beautiful use. And a spinning, pirouetting mark taken by DeGoey. 35 metres out. No angle to worry about.
Jeez, couple of nearly free kicks. Tommy Jonas, I think he almost conceded that I'm just going to give a free kick away.
He tackled him. It was a professional free kick, and it never got paid against him.
They call that a professional non-free kick, though.
He was as bemused as anyone, Tom Jonas.
He actually had to look at the umpire a few times just to check.
DeGoey has run out to slot that home. So Jordan DeGoey's kicked the last 2 goals of the game. One after the siren to win in the first quarter, and that is the first goal in the second term. And Magpies are now just trailing by 6 points, 6-4-40 to 5-4-34 on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Well, 13 disposals now for Goey, 4 score involvements, 2 goals, 1.
Yes. Fair return, Duck. Putting a fair resume in, as we spoke about, the big 4 weeks coming up, depending on whether he stays or he goes, or a lot of clubs, the potential suitors.
Bernie, if you're in charge of Collingwood, what are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep him. You can't. There's no
match winners. They don't throw on trees.
They don't, and I think I'm keeping him. To answer your question, I'm doing all I can to keep him.
Duck.
Yeah, if I was Collingwood, I'd definitely keep him.
Sounds like they're not though.
3 goals in a row, or they just making him really earn it? Who knows? Out of the middle, Boat with the centre clearance here. Little handball to Gray. Gray ducks and weaves and gave a handball that was under real pressure, but somehow Finlayson made it work. Pepper snuck the handball through. Here goes Wines, inside 50. Little low ball, picked up here by Butters. Not successfully low because Howe was able to grab the footy and go down. Oh boy, Oscar Elliott had to stand under that one a long time. And in the end, he lowered the arm and the head just a fraction, if you know what I mean. Off hands it comes to Lipinski. We've all done it. I'm sure we have. Perhaps we haven't. No ball. Little handball to Dacos at half-back.
Just shaking his head back there saying, that didn't happen. As off hands, out of bounds. A bit restless, the Magpie Army. 6-4-40 to 5-4-34, 6-point lead to Port Adelaide. And it'll be Cameron and Finlayson to contest. Slightly in attack, this boundary thrown. Shane Warne stands side for Port Adelaide. Lipinski did well, won the clearance. It bounced in between about 6 players to go. He's been outstanding. Johnson trying to work his way through, picked it up nicely, and now Hoskin Elliott gets a chance to redeem himself. Got a shocking bounce, went back to get it. Aaliyah confronts him, Burton overran it. Through it. Still a live ball. Ginnivan diving, he's dragged that under, I reckon. Ginnivan gone. Had to be gone.
If it goes anywhere near, it's a free kick against. We all knew it was coming up, we just didn't know how.
Our boy couldn't wait to play that whistle then.
How long will the penalties go on? Does he got to suffer another 6 months of this just to break even for all of the past misdemeanours? We're not sure. Robbie Gray, it's something that the umpires will decide at the next meeting. Butters, little centering ball here to Bergman. And now he goes wide, looking for and finding Dersma. Dersma plays on with a little itchy chip over the top to Rosie. He takes the mark. So they're surging forward here, Port Adelaide. The all or nothing into the pocket. Finlayson couldn't mark over the top. Out the back door to Cameron. The smother by Pepper results in a behind. So 41 plays 34 in favour of Port Adelaide on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Approaching the halfway mark of this second term. Quick release from fullback. Here's Howe. Here's it out wide to Dacos. Takes a couple of bounces. Might think about a third. Dixon gave chase. That's a good ball. Johnson in really good shape there. Too good for Jonas. Ash Johnson's been impressive. 60 metres out. Too far out to score, I thought. Pretty confident young man, as we've found out after a debut a couple of weeks ago. He's a genuine goal kicker. Sets this one up. Mason Cox trying to get a run at it. Out the back, Rosie. He's been pretty prolific two-man, Connor Rosie.
14 touches.
Going pretty well.
Bergman got the give and go. And now goes to the wing, and Moore in front takes a strong mark, despite the spoiling attempt of Pepper. Darcy Moore. He's got just a touch of soak up the moment, Darcy. I'm on TV.
I was wondering what was coming next.
Yes, he has. Yeah. He likes it, and he's very good, and he deserves it. More long ball. Here comes Big Cox. Went up, couldn't hold the mark. Butters was there as well. Knocked down. Elliott was caught absolutely cold in the tackle. And let's get downstairs to Jay-Z for Bob Jane team marks.
BT Port's Darcy Byrne-Jones rolled his ankle on the outer side a couple of minutes ago. He's gone downstairs for treatment. Copped a couple of Panadol, or taken some. Hopefully just a restrapping.
Just having a little trouble getting his words together down there, Jay-Z.
Did he cut himself off there?
I don't think there are any technical problems. I just think he had a dose of the gibbery.
Just gave up.
He's had a meltdown, Jay-Z.
He gave up.
Is he okay? There's someone check on Jay-Z and make sure everything's okay.
Can we see him? And we got a location on him.
Bob Jane team marks. We'll see Jay-Z all okay down there.
That was terrible, wasn't it? It doesn't get any worse than that. Taking a couple of Panadol, how hard is it?
Yeah. Free kick to Collingwood at half-back. It's going into the hands of Nathan Murphy. I thought he was having some sort of brain malfunction down there, Jay-Z.
I think he tried to Germanise it.
Said
a few words.
Johnny Noble tracking the Shane Warne stand side of the MCG. That's a good kick, and Hoskin Elliott's going to play on. Here come the Magpies again. Will Hoskin Elliott. Not a great kick. It's going to bounce out of bounds in attack. Collingwood, punt road end. Port Adelaide have a 7-point lead. 8 minutes 49 remaining in the second term on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Boundary throw in forward pocket here, deep for the Pies. Cox will do the ruck work. Opponent is Marshall. Cox with the front. Knocked it down. Ginnivan there. Oh, he went low. He got one high. And the umpire said, "You've got another year to go yet, young man. We ain't giving you a thing." And the free kick will go Robbie Gray's way. He did go down. He sort of it's like he's having a stroke with the arm. He sort of just went, oh, and he just sort of went funny. And nothing coming his way. Boy, he's got a long sentence. Now Jonas Marks at half-back. Probably the wrong description. Shouldn't have said that, but Jonas on the half-back line.
He's crossed the ground. McKenzie now has got to go after it. He played it well, Trent McKenzie. Doing a good story coming across from the Gold Coast, playing that key defender role. He's found his spot back in the side. Here's Burgoyne. You just see some class when Chase Burgoyne gets hold of the footy. Xavier Dersman now. Long, high ball. Dixon. Marshall trying to get involved as well. Ground ball to be won. Nick Dacos back there. They are attacking hard. The Port Adelaide forwards. They want to hold in the ball decision. It's not forthcoming.
Jagged it in.
6-4-40. Port Adelaide 5-4-34. Collingwood. That is all on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Ball up. Port Adelaide's end of the ground. Deep for them. Little handball comes here to Marshall. Left foot snap. Missed. Minor score. 5-4-34 Collingwood. Port Adelaide 6-5-41. That's the IJ scoreboard. IJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop. So Collingwood will kick the ball back into play. A momentary lull in play here as Nick Dacos looks to just get a little stat here, Ash, because he'll play on from fullback.
Nick Dacos, 7 touches.
Hasn't had much of it today by his standards, lofty as they are. Cox, while Cameron was doing the work, Cox comes from the side and rear and takes a nice mark at half-back.
Mason injects himself into the game. Maynard, kick found Lipinski. Nick Dacos, he just demands the footy, Nick Dacos, and they give it to him. He got dumped after the handball receive. Over to Adams, trying to slap it back in play. Side bottom, and Ryan Burton. The ball goes out right to the boundary line in the forward 50 arc meet. An attack for Collingwood. 8-point lead to the Power. And we've got 6:54 until half-time. Thrown in Dixon. Almost a tunnelling free kick could have gone the way of Mason Cox. To go, he wrapped up immediately, so it'll be thrown up on the forward 50 for Collingwood.
So 6 3/4 minutes remaining in the half here. Collingwood were slow starters in this game. They're trying to come back. They've kicked 3 in a row. As they go inside 50, searching again. Elliott was able to knock the ball away, went and picked it up himself, shrugged the tackle, gave the handball to Ginnivan around the corner. He goes to the umpire, and he gave him the 50. He said, there you go. Don't need a whistle to get that done. 6-4-40. Port Adelaide 6-6-42. IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Oh, bizarre scenes here.
A little bit of BT about it.
Actually, I thought I'd seen that somewhere before. He just didn't have the ball in his hand to throw it at the player again. Oh, I've never seen that before. He's actually kicked the goal and ran straight to the umpire who paid that holding the ball against him about 5 minutes earlier and said, here you go, there it is. He's made eye contact with him and said, that one's for you. But Collingwood right back in this now. Kicked the last few goals, and it's a nice snap around the corner. That's what he's good at. Oh, he pointed at him and then fisted him.
Tongue out. Didn't he? Said, you don't want to give me a free kick.
And now he's down in front of the cheer squad. Port Adelaide cheer squad saying, a bit louder, please.
He's getting a standing ovation down there, Jackie Ginnivan. He's got 2 goals. Collingwood got the last 4 goals of the game. And they only trailed by 2 points. Here they come again through the superstar Pendlebury. Lear defending. Did well, got rid of Chris, picked it up, then he was dumped in a tackle. Might have been unfairly. Advantage is paid to Bergman. Gets it to the wing to Jones. Thought about the handball to Powell Pepper. Decides to go the one-on-one. Darcy Moore. We know how good the intercept marking ability is. Did pretty well, Georgiades. Back to Butters. Marshall was pretty casual in his approach. He found Georgiades, but over the line, out of bounds on the full. So a free kick to Collingwood, and Darcy Moore has it.
So Collingwood just starting to come into their rhythm now, starting to move the ball with that sort of Hollywood flash of brilliance through the guts.
Yeah, they're dominating centre bounce too, BT. Collingwood 9 centre clearances to Port's 3.
More wide, couldn't mark. Jones almost did. Dixon advanced the ball back inside 50 for Port Adelaide and punch out of bound there by Murphy. Throw in, down to you, JZ.
BT, I'll try English this time. Travis Bloke has just gone downstairs with the Port Adelaide doctor. He said, I think I've broken my hand. He's got a very, very sore left hand, and the doctor's checking it now. Could be big, big news down here.
That's our man, JZ. Gets right close to the action so he can hear these intimate conversations. And you heard that one there. Boy, no one else knows that. And JZ was just there right on the spot. So another ball up here. Let's hope it's not broken, by the way. Cameron doing the ruck work. His kick was smothered partially by Culpepper. Collingwood get a little kick out of the pack and relieve some meterage as Bianco takes it over the line in front of the MCC members. We'll have another boundary throw in at half-back for Collingwood.
It was a game I lead for Port Adelaide, please, Two-Man.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z, biggest lead, 24 points to Port.
Back to a 2-point margin is right now as we're approaching half-time to go over 5 minutes remaining. Connor Rosie's been impressive. Playing more midfield minutes. He's got a good turn of speed. Wants Marshall. Couple of Collingwood defenders collide. Ground ball picked up by Bergman. He's had it intercepted by Sidebottom. Dangerous tumbling ball. Went through by McCreery. Burne-Jones has pushed up on it. McCreery socketed it fortuitously to Hoskin Elliott. Tumbles it down the line. Ginnivan's having a purple patch. He won't get a free kick. Even though he was tackled, he didn't have the footy. They refused to pay Ginnivan a free kick. There's a set against that young man. It's extraordinary. Pepper pirouetting move at half forward, goes long and deep. Marshall fisted away from him by Jeremy Howe, and then Rosie. McIntyre might have been Jones. Port Adelaide have got a live footy falling over at the wrong time. Dersma, and then got nailed in a tackle. It was Murphy who got him. Free kick going the way of the Pies.
I think he's been given life, Ginnivan. I don't think he's ever to receive freedom again. And he accentuated the tackle motion a bit.
He contributed to it.
He did indeed. It's entertaining. It's not really unfair, but it's bordering there, if you know what I mean.
How would his family be, his parents?
Burne-Jones. Jeez, they'd be jumping out of their seats. Mum would be whacking everyone inside at the moment. And she'd be walking the terraces and just making sure they sit down and are a little more polite to her boy. Burgoyne inside 50. It's been a good surge by the Pies, unanswered so far by Port Adelaide. Here's Pendlebury, the old campaigner. Little handball was smothered. Jones went and got it, picked up by Wines. Dacos intercepted. That was Josh. Goes for the boundary line and found it. Gained about 20 metres.
Choice Hotels around the ground. Two-Man, what's happening up in Sydney?
It's quarter time. Sydney by 19 points over the Giants.
So we've got a couple of minutes remaining here until halftime. 3:38, in fact, with a 2-point lead to Port Adelaide on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. Collingwood with the last 4 goals of the game. Now they're running through Lipinski. Puts it out in front of Hoskin Elliott. That one set up okay. Ginnivan's a chance. It's towards the goal square. Dropped a sitter. Could have got a push. He will never get a free kick, Ginnivan. Never. You can do what you like to him. And it's a rush behind. You'd like to have that one back. Jackie Ginnivan, 1-point lead to Port. 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Wow, swallowed that.
When he went to complete the second grab of it, there was front-on contact. It wasn't there at the first part of it, but when he tried to receive it on the ricochet from his own chest, and still no free.
Well, technically, that's another one.
Oh, boy. Goodness gracious me.
Look at his mum.
Unbelievable. Grandpa, who's 94, has even got out of his seat. He's waving the fist and threatening all sorts of legal action down the track. It has been an absolute whipping of Ginnivan here at the MCG today. Cox right on the logo, out the back as Pendlebury, and stopped and hovered over the footy. Dersma crashed into the back, no free. Umpire lets it go. It goes and goes and goes, and nothing really happening. And a ball up on the wing, and the remaining bit of sunshine at the G is right where this ball up is taking place. We've got 2 minutes 40 remaining in the half.
Ginnivan playing genuine full forward at the moment. Alongside McKenzie. The ball's at half forward though for Port Adelaide, and a free kick going the way of Taylor Adams for a throw against Ollie Wines. That's a good looking kick. in front of Chris. Might have just been a bit too... well played, Chris. That was superb. Just guided it to side bottom. Ginnivan on the lead. He's got it. He's turning it on here. Ginnivan, he looks back at the umpire again and said, how do you want to take this one off the bristle?
I think he said, was it a mark?
It was
15.
Ginnivan looking for goal number 3. Could have had 6 if he had a couple of free kicks. Go his way, and he's shaping with the Stevie J right foot snap.
Too far out to be doing that.
It's about a 40-metre effort, Duck, so it takes some skill from here. Not really that acute an angle either. So Ginnivan has, as Duck said, just snuck that home. And he points again, Ginnivan. 3 goals in the first half, and that, for Ginnivan, has given the Magpies the lead for the first time in this game. Well, maybe since the first quarter. 47-42. 5-point lead at Collingwood on the Triple M Major Liga scoreboard.
That should have been touched on the line.
Yeah, that was well done by Hoskin Elliott. He shepherded Alira away. I'm not sure what the other Port Adelaide player was doing, because it was 2v1 on the goal line. We'll have to have a look at the Harvey Norman here, but Hoskin Elliott, well played, because he contributed to that. As you said, Duck, should have been touched. Harvey Norman's just kicking off now. What's this? Yep, shepherded him out. But what the other Port Adelaide guy just went to ground.
5 in a row for Collingwood to hit the front. 5-point lead.
Oh, he's trash talking now.
Last minute and a quarter, he and McKenzie. Bit of a push and shove in the goal square down there. Out of the middle comes Finlayson. Got the handball there. Got it off to Farrell, who did a 360 pirouette out of the middle to go. He saw behind play. In the meantime, the ball goes into attack for Port Adelaide. Picked up there by McEntee. Kick out wide, Jones. Murphy got a fist there and smothered it at the boundary. We'll have a throw in deep in the back end here for Collingwood as DeGoey just gets to his feet now.
To see any of that, Jay-Z? Geordie DeGoey on his haunches down there.
I just wonder whether he might have caught one in the nether region, Duke.
Never fun, Jay-Z. Bob Jane teammates. He's still down in the hands of the trainers.
Get some Panadol out to him.
I think it is a tummy problem.
Bianco
oxygen related.
He's okay. He's waved off the trainers, BT.
Yeah.
So it looks to be all clear. Minute 14 until half-time. Collingwood, last 5 goals of the game, have a 5-point lead. Close to half-time. Dixon too strong for Mason Cox. Trying to slice his way through Robbie Gray. The kick landed in the lap of the defender for Collingwood, Nathan Murphy, and he takes that with ease and goes short to Nick Dacos.
He's becoming a very, very good player, Murphy. He's very cool. Now, Dacos' risky kick. It's knocked up here by Rosie. Keeps it alive, and they have to jump on it, Collingwood. It was an extraordinary kick to go up the middle on his non-preferred, coming back with man pressuring. Results in a ball up. 49 seconds to half-time. Collingwood by 5 points. 20 metres out from Port's goal. Amon trying to get hold of it. Elliott's kick went nowhere. Picked up in the end by Dacos. That's Josh. Side bottom, a juggling attempt not completed. Picked up magnificently by Finlayson. Gave the handball to Burton. His handball was intercepted here by DeGoey. Took a bounce when he didn't need to. Fiery ball out wide to Johnson. Johnson's taken a mark. 26 cents here.
Ginnivan on his outside.
26 seconds. Johnson now looking for McCreary. The spoil by McKenzie. Rosie front and centre. Magnificently to Burn Jones.
He had a look to his right. Ginnivan running inside 50 all by himself.
Good defensive effort. McKenzie saved what looked like was going to be another goal for the Magpies. Dersma, final seconds of the first half tick away. And at half-time, it'll be the Magpies enjoying a 5-point lead. They kicked the last 5 goals of this game. 7-5-47 Collingwood, 6-6-42 Port Adelaide. Wayne Carey, Bernie Vince, Brittle. You got the two-man, you got Jay-Z Clark. He'll be up here to host half-time for a 5-point lead for Collingwood on a Saturday afternoon at the MCG for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M is your passport to good times and greatest hits.
Who do you think it is? Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day.
You have 4 voices correct.
Oh, thank you so much. You've got a trip to Fiji for 2.
That's amazing.
And tickets to see the Chili Peppers in 2023.
Thanks to Fiji Airways, flying you to the Hilton Fiji Resort and Spa. All new voices and your chance to win Monday.
It's DIY July at Bunnings Warehouse. Get your indoor projects done with our lowest prices. Make the most of your space with a 5-tier shelving unit for only $48. Or measure up your projects with a Stanley Fatmax 8-metre tape measure for just $24.90. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Want to win free barista-made coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just buy a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 30th of the 8th, 22. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecom for full terms.
Going up. Level 2, synthetic slings, hoists and load restraint. Level 80, chains, lifting and rigging accessories. Level 300, height safety, material handling and wire rope.
Need the ultimate lift? You need LiftQuip. LiftQuip provide quality lifting, materials handling, load restraint and height safety equipment, as well as inspection and testing services. Contact LiftQuip today. liftquipaustralia.com.au.
It's value the Australian way at Coles with great fresh specials this week. Like delicious gold sweet potatoes, 100% Aussie and just $2 a kilo. This week at Coles. Offer ends Thursday.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on any deal. Think you've seen a good deal? Let the Total Tools team know, and we'll not only match the deal, but you'll also score insider rewards points with every purchase. Whether you're after Makita, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Waikiki or Bosch, Total Tools simply won't be beaten. With the biggest range, guaranteed low prices and more convenient locations, Total Tools is the obvious choice. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See in store.
Imagine firing up the barbie, cracking a cold one and enjoying watching the footy with your family and friends in your new outdoor entertaining area. Well, you can do it with a Fielders Centenary patio, veranda or gazebo. Available in a wide range of styles, colours and sizes. There's sure to be a Fielders Centenary home extension that's just right for you. So if you're looking to entertain outdoors, visit www.fielderscentenary.com.au or your local Fielders branch and let our team of experts help create your perfect outdoor space.
The sea, the marina, the atmosphere, the award-winning bar, the functions, the big screen, the sports bar, the Sailmaster. Be entertained by the water. The Sailmaster at North Haven.
Triple M rocks footy. This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
Yes, McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks footy. It is a beautiful day here at the MCG, where it is currently Collingwood with a 5-point lead over Port Adelaide. Been a very entertaining first half. It's the Magpies 7-5-47. By 5 points over Port Adelaide, 6-6-42. We're expecting the Power to come here today and have a real crack at the 4 premiership points as they try desperately to secure 8th spot. Certainly very interesting for that last spot in the 8, and they have turned it on so far with the former Adelaide and Melbourne superstar Bernie Vince and the best stats man in the business, Ash Chua, the real star of the show, of course, Bern. And it's fair to say the Power have come here today with a real hunt and enthusiasm and a confidence that they might cause a boil-over against the team chasing their 10th straight win in a row. Been encouraging from Port Adelaide, taken up to the Pies today.
Yeah, it has been, and they've been in some really good form. Seen a lot of Port Adelaide over the past month, and they've been right in the fight against some really good teams, teams right up the top of the ladder. And you only look back to last week, took it right to Geelong, played probably the best quarter of their life in that third quarter last week, really entertaining. And that just proves it's frustrating for the Port Adelaide fans because their best footy is elite, but they just haven't done it for long enough this season. And I think it's almost a game within a game here. I think even though they've brought the heat and you say, yeah, they're in the fight, they've turned up to play, I think they'll be disappointed at the moment. I reckon there was there was 2 goals in the last minute of that first quarter, which they haven't kicked a goal since then, Port Adelaide. Yeah. And that was a drop mark by Lear going back with the flight. He thought there was probably contact coming, and you can read into it what you think. But that there was a key moment in this game. He drops the mark, falls to the front of the contest, goal to Collingwood, and they kick another one just before quarter time. So they, instead of going in over 4 goals down, they go in 2 goals down with a bit of momentum going in and going, well, here we go. Ken Hinkley come out, as you said, and sprayed Port Adelaide, and all of a sudden they go, well, you go from going well and starting well away to going a bit of doubt. I thought we were going all right. We've given up too late, and then your mind wanders when that happens, when a coach comes down. And then obviously in that quarter, Collingwood was just a better team. They used that momentum late in that first quarter to drive into that second term. So just a little moment in this game that I think was a real key to Collingwood getting back into this, because Port Adelaide were probably just 1 or 2 goals away from really that's a tough margin to come back from. 5 or 6 goals, and they were making the most of it. Not a high inside 50 team today, but they were their efficiency going inside 50, especially early Port Adelaide, was outstanding. And Collingwood are looking a bit shaky down back, to be honest.
Yes.
Darcy Moore's getting out-muscled by Dixon, even though he hasn't hit the scoreboard, had a lot of influence. He's just done little things that I've really liked, defensive things by both key forwards. Marshall as well as chipping in there with those things. So everyone's buying in at Port Adelaide at the moment. I've seen this over the past month. So no surprises for me. I picked Port Adelaide today. They've just let themselves down a little bit. This one was there for the taking, and certainly not out of it. It's pretty even, 5 points down at the moment, but I just feel if that last little moment in that first term, if that didn't happen, I feel like this could easily still be a 4 or 5 goal margin to Port Adelaide.
It's a good point, Bern. I tell you what, Jack Ginnivan, Jordan De Goey and Nick Dacos have all been big stories this season, and that continues today because Nick Dacos has not had the influence. This is a bloke who's been having 30 possessions a game, getting on the scoreboard. He's been outstanding every single week. We've seen a new physical approach there from Sam Powell-Pepper. He's really bullied him. Jordan De Goey in his return kicked 2 goals. Of course, this is a massive month for him. But tell us what's happening to Jack Ginnivan today, because he's been one of the stories of the season. He's kicked 3 goals and probably should have had a 4th with that drop mark in the goal square. He lost it as Lear sort of chased him down. But can you explain what's happened with the whistleblowers? Because is it fair to say that he could have... There'd been a couple of missed free kicks today again, Bernie?
Well, there's been a couple, I'm going to say 50-50 decisions that could have gone either way.
Haven't gone his way.
They're all gone against him. So if you're going 50-50, he probably owed a few, but that's just the way it is with this man. And I absolutely love coming to the footy. As you don't have to be a Collingwood fan to love coming to watch that man, because you don't know what you're going to get. I love the unpredictability of him. He's had 4 disposals, and we've been talking about him all game. He's kicked 3 goals, so he's had an influence on the scoreboard. But he's touched it 4 times. Given free kicks away, probably should have got a couple, dropped the mark in the goal square, kicked a goal, ran straight to the umpire, pointed at him, gave him the fist, and you're allowed to do that. It's not against the rules, but it's just things he does that no other player does in the competition at the moment, and that's why I love coming to see him. I'd love if more players are like that, Jay-Z.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Entertainers.
A bit of a query over Travis Boak. He could be a story in the second half of the season. We'll get to that in a second. He came down to the bench, was in real pain with the doctor. The doctor was checking that left hand of his, and Travis Boak said something along the lines of, I think it's broken, or I hope it's not broken, or something like that. So there's a big question mark over him. It is Collingwood with a 5-point lead over Port Adelaide, 7-5-47. The Magpies currently leading Ken Hinkley's men 6-6-42. This is the halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools, 1 battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. Ash Schumann, you are the best stats man in the business. What is jumping off the stat sheet at you today for Red Z Lending?
Well, as Byrne said, Port very efficient, 48% scoring efficiency, which is 5 above the league average, opposed to Collingwood. They've been ranked number 1 defensively over the past 9 rounds, only allowing opposition teams to go at 37%. But these are the positives for the Magpies, the centre clearances. They're ranked 17th this year for differential. They're 9-4. They've kicked 1-1 7 points from scores from centre bounce. As we know, over the past 9 rounds, they've only been averaging, in fact, 7 rounds, just under 4 points per game. And their pressure also lifted in that second quarter. In the first quarter, only 8 tackles, cranked up to 19 in that second term, and their pressure rating went from 165 to 181. And just some leading ball winners, Jay-Z, DeGoey 15 and 2 majors, Josh Dacos 12, Nick Dacos 10, but over the past month ranking up 30. Ginnivan very efficient, has 32 majors for the season now, second on the club's goal kicking table. Yeah, with his 3. But Rosie leads the way for Port Adelaide with 18 disposals, and Finlayson, he's the number 1 ranked player, 10 touches, 4 clearances and a major and 8 hit-outs. And just in closing, when Collingwood have led at half-time this year, Jay-Z,
yes,
they're 9 from 9.
Oh, outstanding.
And 9 in a row.
This is why.
In a row.
All 9s.
You are the number 1, chasing their 10th straight win together. I like the battle between Ollie Wines and Taylor Adams. I think Taylor Adams went down to the rooms late, but those two have been very physical in that. Now, Bern, you've been doing, this has been a magnificent job for Triple M. Now, what we know on a Saturday is that I normally deliver the Amy thing. Now, it's to generally...
Probably have again, but...
It's a generally sort of $1.10 situation to start each
shorter.
Saturday, and it's why it's my favourite segment, because I feature so regularly. So for Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field, Amy does. Let's see if I've done it again.
And let's get downstairs to Jay-Z for Bob JT Marks.
BT Port's Darcy Byrne-Jones rolled his ankle on the outer side a couple of minutes ago. He's gone downstairs for treatment. Copped a couple of Panadol or taken some. Hopefully just a restrapping.
All right, just having a little trouble getting his words together down there, Jay-Z.
Did he cut himself off there?
I don't think there are any technical problems. I just think he had a dose of the gibbery.
Just gave up.
He's had a meltdown, Jay-Z.
He gave up.
Is he okay? Does someone check on Jay-Z and make sure everything's okay?
Can we see him? Have we got a location on him?
Bob JT Marks, we see Jay-Z all okay down there?
That was terrible, wasn't it? It doesn't get any worse than that. Taking a couple of Panadol, how hard is it?
That could be the worst ever.
You
said it.
That's my favourite.
Favourite so far.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It could be the worst bounce.
That's entertainment. We spoke about Ginnivan then. It doesn't matter. That's entertainment, Jay-Z. Keep providing.
In Triple M history, I think that is the worst ever. That is shocking. Now, also, I have heard Starcevic's name called a few times. How many touches for Starcevic?
Yeah. He's playing tomorrow, isn't he? Or did he play in the 90 grand final?
And Clayton Oliver was last night.
Clayton Oliver was last night. Starcevic, should we just check the tape to see if we have heard Starcevic today?
Good tackle, Starcevic on the Shane Morgenstern wing. Play on's the call. Starcevic fighting for it. So can Collingwood get another late one? Josh Dacos takes some space, drives it to the goal square. Oliver is the target. Jake Elliott was the name I was searching for. 18-point lead to Port Adelaide on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
36 seconds left in the quarter, Darcy. Yes, Jamie Elliott.
It's a good thing we don't take ourselves too seriously here on the M's. Just check that team sheet for me.
I've got one here somewhere.
Is he the sub? Oh, my goodness. It is Collingwood up by 5 points over Port Adelaide at the MCG. The Magpies 7-5-47, leading Ken Hinkley's men 6-6-42. Come back the second half. It'll be the best call and more laughs, of course, because for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery, corded power. Backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
From Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
If you've got a soul but you're not a soldier, you're in the right place.
I've got a soul but I'm not a soldier.
Before they're imploding the Mirage Tour this November and December,
you ready?
We pull up a pew around the altar of rock for a spiritual exchange with the Killers.
Well, somebody told me I'm the man.
Brandon and Ronnie from the Killers take the stand. 11 a.m. Monday, only on Triple M.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on any deal. Think you've seen a good deal? Let the Total Tools team know. And we'll not only match the deal, but you'll also score insider rewards points with every purchase. Whether you're after Makita, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Hokoki or Bosch, Total Tools simply won't be beaten. With the biggest range, guaranteed low prices and more convenient locations, Total Tools is the obvious choice. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See in store.
Want to win free barista-made coffee for an entire year, that's a lot of lattes. Just buy a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 30th of the 8th, 22. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecom for full terms.
Love playing sport? Want to live an active life free of glasses and contact lenses? Invest in your future and lifestyle thanks to Adelaide Eye and Laser Centre. Our fully accredited theatre specialises in laser vision correction and offers the latest technology, including Smile and LASIK. Plus, we offer flexible finance options through Hum. Don't put it off any longer. Speak to Adelaide Eye and Laser Centre today, the eye and laser specialists. Fees, terms and conditions apply. Payment plan by Hum BNPL Proprietary Limited.
Bedmatch at 40 Winks takes the confusion out of buying a bed. And right now, get any size mattress for the price of a single. That's a queen, king or super king mattress for the price of a single. Hurry end Sunday. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. 40 Winks. Serious about sleep.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on any deal. Think you've seen a good deal? Let the Total Tools team know. And we'll not only match the deal, but you'll also score insider rewards points with every purchase. Whether you're after Makita, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Waikiki or Bosch, Total Tools simply won't be beaten. With the biggest range, guaranteed low prices and more convenient locations, Total Tools is the obvious choice. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See in store.
Why is it an advantage to play on your home ground? Because you're in a place you know and love. You have experience there and, of course, local support. South Australia is Sterling Homes' home ground and has been for over 45 years. So if you have a project coming up, big or small, near or far, make sure you get the home ground advantage with Sterling Homes. Visit one of their 12 display villages or sterlinghomes.com.au.
104.7 Triple M News.
Hello there, Damien Carbon with your national news briefing. The Prime Minister has travelled to Arnhem Land to reaffirm his commitment to create an Indigenous voice to Parliament. It means Australians will come together at a referendum sometime next year to secure a change in the Constitution. Anthony Albanese says the Uluru Statement is about bringing the nation together.
We are all here, eager to work with you to bring our commitment to Uluru to life, to see Australia answer that gracious, patient call for respect and truth and unity. The Uluru Statement is a hand outstretched.
Some promising news on the COVID front. Appears the third Omicron wave is now peaked nationwide, with case numbers and hospital admissions continuing to fall. But Professor Adrian Easterman on 7 says we shouldn't let our guard down, warning the virus will be here for years to come.
My own data show that it passed a couple of days ago. But of course, you can never say never. For all we know, another variant might come along and whack us and we get another peak.
Overseas, singer Shakira could face up to 8 years in prison. That's how many years Spanish prosecutors are asking for after being accused of tax evasion. And we couldn't have asked for a better start to the Commonwealth Games overnight. All up, we've nabbed 16 medals on the opening day, half of them gold. Swimming superstar Ariane Titmus on 7 here in the 200 free.
It's great. I mean, I love that we're in a country where you have depth like this. I mean, there's always going to be someone there.
Day 2 kicks off later on this afternoon on Channel 7 with plenty of action back in the pool, and the athletics starts tonight.
Need some space? Well, right now at 40 Winks, you can get any size mattress for the price of a single. Hurry, end Sunday. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 40 Winks, serious about sleep.
Checking Adelaide's weather, a few showers about this evening. We're dropping to 10 degrees, then rain with a chance of a thunderstorm for us tomorrow and a max of 15. Shower or 2 on Monday. Our listener app is the new home of Triple M. Join up to listen live or on demand.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Yes, welcome back. Third quarter about to get underway. Collingwood by 5 points over Port Adelaide. Here's Luke Darcy on Triple M football at the MCG for a hot second half.
7-5-47, that's Collingwood. 6-6-42. It's going to be Finlayson. Done the bulk of the ruck work. Undersized against Cameron. Connor Rozee has been impressive. Back to Burn Jones. Didn't get full purchase on the kick. Found its way to Boat, though. Clever handball to Wines. If it sits up, this is going to look pretty good. Butters can score. Runs through 50 to go. His chase was impressive, but Port get the first goal of the second half, and it took all of about 16 seconds. And Butters is the goal kicker, his first of the afternoon. That breaks a run of 5 for the Magpies. And Port Adelaide back in front by 1 point. That is all in the Triple M Beacon Trade score. But let's get down to JZ Clark.
Yes, Duke, not good news for Collingwood. Taylor Adams, the gun on baller, subbed out of this match, so he's done for the day. Josh Carmichael comes in as the sub to replace him in the midfield, and Travis Boak starting on the field for Port Adelaide, got his left hand heavily strapped.
Ash, 16 seconds in that quarter, 6 seconds in the first quarter. A combination of 22 seconds.
Don't make
for
it
2
up.
goals.
No, that's unheard of.
Is that the best ever?
Well, it'd be right up there, BT.
No, make a call.
They're back in front here, Port Adelaide, by a point, 48-47. Electric start for them. Ready to go again. Crowd hushed. Many of them still at the pie stands. Didn't get back to see that one. Pendlebury to Darcy. Cameron out of the middle. He kicks towards the attacking 50, goes past McCreary, got a poor bounce. Now to go, he's got to go. Waited for Burn Jones to get the footy. He coughed it up. Little handball came to Johnson. Johnson to Crisp. Crisp goes deep and Mark taken in the end by Jonas.
Port Adelaide power skipper, ever reliable back there. Young man from Ross Trevor College, South Australia. Goes to Carl Amon. To Farrell.
200th game today, 2 does.
Tommy Jonas.
Yep.
Been a great servant, hasn't he?
Yes.
The Magpies finds Pal Pepper.
They cheer him off.
I think they will.
Set the kids out BT pre-game, which I know you're a big supporter of.
Yeah, BT loves that.
Pal Pepper and Nick Dacos have been
OH&S.
Head-to-head as Bergman sends Port Adelaide into attack, wants Marshall. Howe went the fist. Finlayson's drifted forward from the ruck, has a flying shot. A goal bounces. Just nicked the post and nearly was there. Has still been the faintest of nicks.
They're right at the bottom of the post.
I thought they went through.
2-point lead to Port Adelaide on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, really stumpy part of the post, which is another term for bottom part. Maynard. From the defensive goal square, kick in duty, selects the northern side of the ground. Cameron almost took the mark. Chris able to bust through and give it to McCreary. Little chipping ball for Elliott, but working the angle was McKenzie. Almost got out the back, Elliott. Goes over the line out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in right in front of the MCC members here.
Darcy.
2:53 played in the second quarter. It's a 2-point lead here with Port Adelaide. I'm not sure the way it was going to go. Port owned the first quarter. Collingwood owned the second quarter. What's going to happen in this third quarter? At the back, Rosie. Low drop punt to half forward. Moore went back and very iffily took a glance at the footy and was undecided about what he'd do as it goes over the line out of bounds.
Had to go then, Darcy Moore. Going back with the fly. I think he thought his teammate or someone was coming the other way, but just decided not to go. Would have been an uncontested mark.
Talk me through Jeremy Finlayson's game in a moment, please, Two Man. He's rucked, feels like, for 90% of the game so far. You heard the touch play on call, that through side bottom.
Yeah.
He went in the fist very late. Lucky to get away with this Pendlebury with all the composure in the world.
How good's that?
He's a marvel, Scott Pendlebury. Hoskin Elliott to Jamie Elliott. McKenzie was good enough to get the fist in. Hacked off the ground by Burton, and it's landed with Carl Amon. Sweeps it out to Lockie Jones. Pal Pepper's working really hard. Not a great kick from Jones. There was one Magpie defender and 3 Port forwards, and he found the Magpie defender, Starcevic.
Wow. Free kick here. A lot of head bobble work going on in this game here today. A bit like the clowns at the fun fair. And they just go side to side, occasionally missing a beat. To go, he's got the free. Centre wing. Lex to go. Corridor bound here with the ball. Not marked in the end. Umpire calls play on. Little quick kick out of the pack was the sub. Carmichael got it inside 50. McCreary and side bottom can raffle it. They were slightly confused about who was doing what. Side bottom with the left foot snap. Got too much bend too early. And a minor score. Bit of a let off there for Port Adelaide. Should have been a goal. Port by 1 point on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Harvey Norman replay screen. Craig McRae coaching from ground level as he does every week. Always composed. With great energy about him, Craig McRae. What a job he's done. He's searching for 10 wins in a row here. They trail by 1 point. Early stages, third term. Port Adelaide go forward. Boak. Nick Dacos. Beautifully done. The first-year player. How well has he gone, Nick Dacos? That's beautiful. To McCreary. The medical sub Carmichael's going to get his first touch. puts it inside forward 50. Not a great kick, and Aaliyah to Rosie. Kane Farrell, enough composure to step around some heavy traffic, and then down the line, getting back Darcy Cameron takes a good mark on the wing.
Yeah, he had Boat coming from behind. It was good, right in front of the Collingwood bench here for Cameron on the wing. So Collingwood repelling attacks, trailing by a point with 6 minutes expired in the third. Long deep ball, Hoskin Elliott in front, couldn't take the mark. Out the back, Aaliyah clears the path for Burne-Jones, then allows Butters to chip the ball, but not the required journey. Rosie's handball was iffy, gobbled up by Cruz, gave it to Pendlebury. Pendlebury goes out wide, looking for and finding Dacos. Josh Dacos heads towards goal, misses. Pressure came at him and forced the ball to his left. Scores level here at the moment.
They do that well, Collingwood, when they go from one. They keep their width.
Yep.
Often it's side bottom out that side. On that occasion, it was Dacos. No one on him.
Port Adelaide from full back go the members' wing side here at the MCG. Charlie Dixon couldn't complete the mark. It's an up and under kick from Cameron. Fisted away by Finlayson. Side bottom's handball was intercepted. Lockie Jones involved in that. Boat went to the voice of Georgiades. Well done, Noble. The little man laid a big tackle. Could have been rewarded, I thought, Burn, potentially. When the AFL logo here on the wing, it's going to be thrown up. Scores level on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier.
Effectively, Darcy, if you make the perfect tackle, then you don't get rewarded, because if the guy hasn't had prior, that's the way. So it seems a little unfair because the tackle's so great. Free kick, push here will go the way of Collingwood's planer. You know what I mean? If you make it perfect and too good, then the guy's had no prior, they're not going to pay it. But I think you should be rewarded for the perfect tackle. Let's make another rule change. I don't like rule changes, Quainer. So we'll leave it as it is.
You don't like rules.
No, we don't like too many rules, especially at home, Wayne. Little one out the back door, Aaliyah. Just might go through your top 10 if we could. Pale Pepper.
What rules?
I thought home rules. Just want to know what they are. See if we all live by the same. I'm sure I'm treated a little more harshly than others. There's Dacos. This is Nick able to wobble it out here. Beautiful little ball. Sets his brother alight in Josh. A double bounce. Can think about the triple. Wanted to take aim on. He swallowed nothing. Goes inside to Goey. Had to work hard for Goey. Not given the mark or the free kick. Picked up in the end on that occasion by Bergman. Ball up.
I think the Goey thought Port Adelaide's free kick or something. Is that Quainer coming off?
Sorry, Duck. Yeah, we'll get down to JZ Clark on there. Looks pretty sore, Isaac Quainer, JZ.
Yeah, I just don't know whether he's got a dislocated finger. Yeah, it's a dislocated finger, it looks like, with the doctors now. Try and pop that straight back in.
JZ, Bob Jane team marks. Let's hope that's all it is. Isaac Quainer, wonderful player. He is with the prize. Nice, don't argue from Boat. Sends Port Adelaide towards the goal square. Marshall had a good sit. Howell's got to fight on hands and knees to try and get it to Nick Dacos. A path that was cleared for McEntee. He had a shot but dribbled along the ground and missed to the near side. So the lead goes back to Port Adelaide, 50-49. 1 point lead on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Unlucky not to get a free McEntee. He was tackled high and clumsily. Here's Bianco under some pressure. Beautiful little handball back inside to the sub in Carmichael. Ripping little kick around the corner here. Stylish to McCreery. McCreery in front of the bench, looking for Elliott to elevate. He does, couldn't win it. McKenzie, Burne-Jones and Burton all standing in a triangle. Burton's kick was partially smothered. Farrell had to go, did go. Got the handball out to Wines, who I thought threw it to Burne-Jones. The umpire says keep going. Aaliyah, good composure to Farrell. They're just going around in a circle. Now they get a clear path forward. It's Gray, kicks to Dixon. Pumped away from him by Howe. Picked up by Noble. And he was happy to be tackled over the boundary. He had nowhere to go, and we'll throw it in at half forward for Port. They are leading by just 1 point here early in the third.
Slightly in attack. This will be thrown in for Port Adelaide, tracking to the Putt Road end of the MCG. I've said a few times, beautiful winter's afternoon here in Melbourne. Dixon with strength, taken away though by De Goey from half back. His kick lands straight in the lap of Tom Jonas. Game 200, as Bernie Vince told us a moment ago. To Jones. 2 kicks from home. Heads in the Georgiades direction. Starcevic got off Finlayson, and that was pretty easy, uncontested mark for Port Adelaide, who shares it now with Howe in defence.
Jones must be a sweater. Every time I see him, he wipes his hand while the ball's in the air before it arrives to market. He must be a prolific sweater.
Well picked up,
Dacos. Yes, he's done it 3 times today. And we'll all be eyes next time he takes the mark, Bernard.
Yep.
There is Dacos from half-back looking to chip the ball to Ginnivan's direction to half-forward. Now, he was held out of the contest 40 metres before the ball arrived, and still nothing. Still nothing. I wonder what... It must be a non-parole period for Ginnivan here today. Boundary throw in on the wing. Brand new red Sharon. Sharp ends. Cox doing the ruck work. Knocked down there, couldn't get it. Carmichael. Butters got hit high. Trying to win the footy at ground level at half-back.
A little bit clumsy there from Big Mason. Gave away the free kick, the centering ball to Bergman. Josh Dacos comes in to intercept Ginnivan. Follows up nicely. This is Carmichael, the activated medical sub. Pies are trying to surge it through Cripps. They get through half-forward. Wild handball. Might work out okay. Bianco picks it up. Gets it over the top. Hoskin Elliott can step around some traffic and snap it home. And the Pies hit the lead. They're back in front by 5 points. Collingwood are 8-7-55. Port Adelaide 7-8-50. 5-point lead on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, just off that goal, just off the back of some poor fundamental errors from Port Adelaide. Just a couple of mishandballs, inviting the pressure. The kick inside, eventually to Bergman, just a little bit too high for him. It's a high-risk, high-reward sort of kick inside, and if you miss them, this is what can happen. Collingwood just winning the ball, feeding it off and going straight inside. A nice little finish around the corner for Hoskin Elliott. I haven't heard his name too much today. Ash, what are his numbers?
Just the 7 touches and 1 major.
A lot of black puffer jackets down there on the bench today for Collingwood, Jay-Z. Everyone's got a puffer on.
Yeah, so look good here down the medical staff at Collingwood. Cool conditions boundary side though, Brian.
Well,
nice day for footy.
Cold, but I'm not sure puffer. I'm not sure they're necessary today. Cox, knocked down. Gray, advantage, kick wide, side bottom. Just knocked it forward, then goes back, retrieves it, does a little whirly-pearly. Gave it back into to Goey to Cox. Cox out the back door. Maynard on his non-preferred right boot. High ball. Here comes Elliott. Had a run at it. Couldn't quite get a jump at it, though. Aliir at the back door. Tidies it up. Ball spills loose here. Collingwood jump on it. Elliott still got it alive, but now will be forced to ball up. Collingwood lead by 5 points here. Mid-part third quarter.
They get an opportunity inside their forward 50. Nominating for the ruck, Darcy Cameron. Charlie Dixon's taking some minutes as the genuine ruckman. Bianco, that's a clever handball back to Pendlebury. Just surveys the scene, sees a one-on-one with Hoskin Elliott. Aliir worked hard to get back there and lend some support. They'll be able to rush it through off the hands of Kane Farrell for a minor score. Collingwood 8-8-56, Port Adelaide 7-8-50. That is all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So delicately poised at the moment, this game. Nothing in it, just a goal, Collingwood's way. 8-8-56, Port Adelaide 7-8-50. Back into play here, Farrell. High footy up the corridor, I like it. Dixon sweeps it on into the corridor. I like it even more. Maynard couldn't win it, Port do. I like it even more. Marshall to Powell-Pepper. Powell-Pepper streaming through the middle. A deliberate little ball for Wines, but he didn't go when he wanted him to go. Now it's up to Robbie Gray. Jeremy Howe does well. Got pinned with the ball. Could have been caught. Howe, Gray got the handball out. Now Wines right from the boundary line. And Wines to go with him as well. Up they go. Winner in the air is Lipinski. Lipinski takes them on. Got caught with the footy. Ball's built loose. Gone. Free kick, Port, 25 out, 45 angle.
It took a while.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to pay that, the umpire, but yeah, he tried to take a tackler on. It was the second tackler that
Georgiades, the kicker,
brought him to ground in Georgiades, and well played there by Wines, having a good little patch here. He's tackled. It was his kick, the centering kick, to the dangerous spot. So Port Adelaide, in saying that, have only had the 2 tackles compared to 33 in the first half, so could probably up their tackle pressure at the moment.
Mitch Georgiades duck.
Only his third touch. I thought Robbie Gray was important there.
Yep.
Look at this. It's going to be the jumping jack in the box.
Oh, no.
Cox gone down on his knees on the mark. And he's jumped. He jumped. And he's put Georgiades off. He's got cramp in his knee. It was a jumping jack in the box like never seen by the big stalker, Coxie. Oh boy, a method we haven't seen.
He's high-fiving him. He thinks it's his result.
He's that happy with himself, Mason Cox.
He come out of the ground like a wobbly little gremlin, and he's scared the clappers out of Georgiades.
Never seen the jack in the box, and here is Big Mason on the back of the jack in the box. He's
going to ground.
Fallen over.
He's back in the box. Jump up again, Meso.
He was strutting around, Big Meso, after that like he'd kicked 10.
He was high-fiving, celebrating.
Half-forward ball to be won, picked up by Marshall. Side-bottoms tackle was good. Howe now to Ginnivan, who's worked down to half-back. Lipinski, this is good from Collingwood. Sharing it with Will Hoskin-Elliott to the lead of Jamie Elliott, and they have just sliced them open there from half-back all the way through to Elliott, who can score. Have to kick it about 48 metres.
Well, just a couple of the Port Adelaide defenders got caught in no man's land, so they didn't come up quick enough.
Burton left. Yeah. Burton was the player. He left Elliott to come up to Hoskin-Elliott, and in the meantime, he was in the middle of nowhere, as you said. Too easy to step around him. Had to stand the mark, and Elliott was on his own.
What about his composure after the siren? 50 metres out, there was 72,000 watching, so this won't faze Jamie Elliott, although he's pushed it and a little bit short. Still a live ball, Ginnivan. You can just guarantee there'll be no free kick. They jump on him, they push him in the back, they punch him in the back of the head.
They jumped on his head.
They know that there is no way Ginnivan gets a free kick. 5-point lead to Collingwood on the Triple M.
And the tackle was a touch high. It was a touch high.
Borderline again.
Yeah, it was. Everything's been borderline with him today. Here's Charlie Dixon with an unorthodox inside-out slicer. Bianco around the body, gets it to Big Cox. He's marked on the goal line.
Popped up out of nowhere, BT.
Cox has marked on the goal line after an extraordinary jack in the box at one end. He's now kicking for a goal at the other. 5 metres out directly in front. Oh, look at it. He's given it the Ingleburn humping dick sort of. Wow, I'm here to sing for you.
He hasn't.
Goodness gracious, Mason. Rah. Can you see that? 62-51. Collingwood in front.
Well, we didn't know what we were going to get. He was running around when he did the jumping jack in the box down here on the mark. He was running around high-fiving like he kicked a goal. And I thought, well, what's he going to do when he actually kicks a goal? And he stood there. So it was Jeff Farmer-like, just stood there with two hands in the air, and then he gave a big fist pump to the Collingwood cheer squad. He's certainly entertaining Big Meso when he's around the footy.
It's a good celebration.
It's actually going through for a goal.
And Trent Bianco's sort of a little nonplussed about the goal. He's not happy. The 7-foot American stole his goal.
He's in the ruck now. Have a look for him.
11-point lead to the Magpies. Meso has got a head of steam up. Confronted was crisp by Connor Rosie. Been impressed with this game. Thrown out by Butters, but he's got away with it to Powell Pepper, who flicks it onto Bergman. Back to Powell Pepper. On the outer wing side, Howe in front. Contest from McEntee has given away a free kick. Jeremy Howe will take it right on his defensive 50. Advantage has been paid. And taken there by Maynard, who puts it in front of Bianco. A little nervous moment. They're going to work their way through. Lipinski did well. De Goey slid forward. Going to hand it off to Hoskin-Elliott. Another goal coming up here for Collingwood. Hoskin-Elliott, you know who'll score from there. Will Hoskin-Elliott's got a couple this quarter. 3 in a row, Collingwood. And they have got it out to 17 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Jeremy Howe, great positioning there. Actually didn't take the mark in the end. We got the free kick across half back, and Port Adelaide were going inside 50, created the turnover, and then it was just open down the outer side, down the Shane Warne wing, and Collingwood just kept creating opportunities. It wasn't the cleanest play I've ever seen, but they just kept turning up to the contest. Bianco went back with courage and just got an arm in. Looked like Tom Jonas was going to take the intercept mark, and that kept the ball alive. Lipinski then took the ball and kicked it inside 50, and just something out of nothing again. Collingwood find a way to score.
Lipinski just having the know-how and the vision to know that he just had to get that onto his boot, get that moving forward.
Knew the pressure was coming.
Kicked 8 of the last 9. Can you guys smell that funny smell?
What is that?
I don't know whether it's a sort of a sewer smell or something. I'm not sure what it is. Look at Bianco bravely marking it half back.
What have you done, Brian?
I don't know. It's a busted pipe, I think. There is Dacos.
Speaking of rules, Bristol, there are very few rules in the Triple M commentary box, but I think that is one, Brian, that has been established a long time ago.
All right, no, there's nothing like that. It's a much more putrid operation than that. And look at this. Dacos has won the free at low level here from Boak. It's wafting in in the terraces. And now Dacos receiving the free right in front of the Collingwood bench. What an extraordinary day of football it has been today. Dacos, this is Josh Dacos, kicking short, Farrell able to mark at half-back and repel. So 10-8-68 Collingwood, Port 7-9-51. We've played 21 minutes in the third quarter. They have kicked 8 of the last 9 goals, Collingwood, in this game.
Darcy Moore set himself for the mark. They are on top at the moment. It feels in every area of the game. Josh Carmichael, activated sub. Taylor Adams went off with a groin issue. Ginnivan picked it up. The handball was a little bit errant. Mackenzie's still got a bit of a battle on his hands. Ash Johnson got over the top, and Port Adelaide under the pump big time here. 5 minutes until three-quarter time. They trail by 17 points, but the Pies are coming with everything.
A very quick whistle then. Ball up, 20 metres out. Collingwood's goal. City end of the ground. Swift handball, Burne-Jones. Farrell to Boak. Boak to Finlayson. Finlayson upended as he kicked the footy. Pepper's got to go. Didn't. Noble marks. True centre half forward inside the centre square. Noble says, I'm going to kick that way. And that's what he does. Kicks to the top of the square. High footy, Alear. Burne-Jones now to keep it rolling out of defence. McCreary applies the tackle. Side bottom got the benefit of that. The kick around the goal was the Johnson. He was claiming the mark. Nothing on. And umpire Brent Wallace says we'll ball it up in Collingwood's attacking zone.
Josh Carmichael out there. As we said, the activated sub for Taylor Adams. Just his 4th game. It was a mid-season draft pick for the Magpies. And he has a flying shot. On cue, it goes across the face, trying to keep it in Hoskin Elliott. It's just drifted out of bounds. So right forward pocket, it will be thrown in. All of the play, it feels, going the way of the Magpies at the moment. They lead it by 17 points.
Just saying Alear, just look a little bit questionable in the air today at times. Again, they're creating another, drop mark he should have taken. Shot on goal for Collingwood.
Really important minutes these feel like. 4:20 remaining till three-quarter time. The goal either way, you feel, is huge. Quainer with strength, just disposed of the tackler, Georgiades. Another inside 50 for Collingwood. Getting back, Jonas, dropped the mark. Johnson's got skill. His kick was partially smothered. Bergman hasn't gone over yet. Ginnivan keeps it in. Ginnivan had his head taken off. And his head. Fair taken off.
Oh, he's trying to win it at ground level. And he still had it.
Brent Wallace is going to pay dissent, maybe, is he? Score review.
Oh, what for the high free? I want to see this high free kick.
Review underway.
I don't think it went over the line, all of the ball. Some of it did. Not all of it, no. So that's okay. And they're not going to roll forward so we can see them.
I want to see the...
He got taken high, I'm sure. That was the legitimate one. Yeah. He was trying to win it.
He was trying to win. He was picking up the footy, BT.
Looking at this angle, we can see the ball did not completely cross the behind.
This, Das, is going to be the news story of the week, without doubt, if it hasn't already been in the last couple, but it's going to blow up this week because there have been 5 or 6 occasions today where it's been line ball.
With Ginnivan.
Yep. Unbelievable. Unbelievable here today. He has been given double life. There's no doubt about it. Little kick out of the pack comes towards Dacos and Ginnivan. Dacos arrives, tackled. Jones nailed him in a ripper. And let's get down to JC quickly.
Yeah, BT, agree. I mean, earlier in this quarter, he nearly had his head ripped off again. He just looked at the umpire and shook his head. I think he feels like he knows he's a marked man. He's getting a tough run from the umps.
Harvey Norman replay might have been a touch of exaggeration from me in the
that
call.
Was a fair tackle from Boak.
It was a good tackle.
We just take back everything we just said.
Nick Dacos has been dealt with unfairly. He's going to get a free kick. They've paid it back. Here is Ginnivan. Got it to Darcy Cameron, who sets sub home. That's a classic finish. And 4 goals in a row. Darcy Cameron gets his first. And the Magpies are on their way to 10 wins in a row. 11-8-74. Port Adelaide 7-9-51. 23-point lead on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Ginnivan involved in that passage of play as well.
May have thrown that one out too, but didn't he? It was a quick give, but he's in every play. We're talking about him all the time because he's entertaining. He's good to watch. You just never know what you're going to get. Was it a throw?
Might have been a handball. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
It was a real quick give. Let's have a look here. This is going to give us a good view. Yeah, it did. Got a fist there. It was just the
unorthodox.
Yeah, he should have used his right hand when he used his left. But great give, set up a goal, and a really nice finish there from the big fella, Darcy Cameron, having a really, really good year into the ruck again now.
23-point lead here for Collingwood. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. We go back to the middle to start it all over again. Collingwood have got this engine going again, as you say, looking for 10 and away. Boak got the clearance out of the middle, immediately inside 50, stumped it with the bottom of his foot more, did well. Dacos couldn't get there. Amon did, probably should have got the free. Dixon taken forward by Noble, no free. Noble, little handball, intercepted there by Amon. He's claiming he didn't have it. Ball up 52 metres out from Port's punt road goal.
Good moments, Johnny Noble there.
He's a goaler, isn't he?
Yep.
He just tries, gives it 100% every time he goes near the footy.
Lidless man tackling the biggest man on the ground.
Yeah, took on Charlie Dixon, didn't he? And executed the tackle well. Dacos ball through the corridor, opens it up now for Port Adelaide. Butters, a little wedge, wanting Boak just inside 50. Boak couldn't take the mark. Amon to Wines. Now going back to Farrell. He got through the tackle of McCreary. Had to concede some ground. Burgoyne, good courage from the first-year player. Love that he gets moving. Drives it long, looking for Dixon. And getting back again, Darcy Cameron. Going at both ends, Burn.
Some sort of year, isn't he? Does he keep Grundy out? I know Grundy got through the VFL game today unscathed. From all reports, 21 hit-outs and had a bit of an influence. Does he come straight back in? Does he spend more time in the VFL, Doug?
He's missed 15. He's missed 15 weeks, I think it is.
Yeah. So another one, you reckon?
So you would probably think another one.
Okay, put it this way.
It's Mason Cox. It's Mason Cox or Grundy.
When he's fit, does he come back in, Grundy?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Okay, back inside 50 they go. It's just a question, Duck. Don't get...
Well, you don't pay a bloke $1 million to keep him in the Magoos.
Well, if he's not in your best 22,
But he is in the best 22. He's just been out for 15 weeks. Of course he is.
That was the question we were asking.
Of course he's in the best 22.
All right,
all right. Well, stop, BT.
Maybe it was the roundabout way in which you got us there. Here is a little pick-up from Palpepper. Dribbles it through from the boundary line in a goal of the year attempt. And nails it. Something from nothing for Sam Palpepper. 11-8-74. Port Adelaide 8-9-57. A minute 48 remaining in the third.
Well, stating the obvious, Port Adelaide needed that one. As you said, 4 goals in a row to Collingwood just when they started to look a little bit dangerous, Port Adelaide. So that's a nice finish from the boundary. Dribble kick, running towards the boundary line. Dribbles it around. Bit of a quiet day. He's had the role on Nick Dacos for most of the day in a defensive forward role.
And that's what you do when you're at the defensive forward role. When you go to stoppages like that, put the pressure back on Dacos. And you could see on the Harvey Norman, Dacos just out the back of that stoppage.
Was looking for a receive.
Nowhere near him.
He was hoping Collingwood were going to win it so he could run off and receive the handball.
Look, he's had a good year, Sam Palpepper.
Yeah, no, he has. No, he's been the barometer of this Port Adelaide team. Even early on when they lost 5 in a row, he was their best player for all 5 weeks.
Josh Dacos copped a little bit of a clip from Ryan Burton, who put his hand up and said, yep, I'll concede that. Goes to brother Nick. They like to share the ball, the Dacos brothers, amongst themselves regularly. Hoskin Elliott, Jonas, he gave 200. Good defensive effort, got it over the boundary line. So the margin at the moment is 11-8-74. Port Adelaide are 8-9-57. We've got a minute 24 until the three-quarter time siren on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just trying to get a look at the signs down there to make sure they match up from the benches. Here's Cox reaching. At the back door was Finlayson. McKenzie did well, got it to Boat, little quick kick. Might get a free here, Dacos. He will. So now on the marks at 49 metres. And this is Josh Dacos. And there's very little angle about it. And he's going to take his 30 to have a look at this. So notice no lead, so they must know something we don't about this man's length.
Too far out, BT. But
too far.
Minute to go. They've conceded some goals in the last minute today, Port Adelaide, in each quarter.
Dacos looking to go to the side of the man on the mark so he can get closer. And that's what he does now. Runs out on the arc. Now he lets it rip. Low ball. Right to the line. Marked in the field of play here by Bergman, who I think landed on the ball.
He's winded himself.
And knocked the air out of his guts.
How can you land on the ball when you've marked it?
Because I think when he brought it down, he put it on the ground and then he landed on it.
I think his legs got taken out from under him. Here we go, the Harvey Norman. Yeah, the ball played no part in that whatsoever.
Slightly inaccurate, but marginally inaccurate.
You put yourself out there, BT. You made the call. That's what we like.
All right.
Lockie Jones jumped up about a metre before the ball got there. He's kicked back by Maynard and he's popped it out of bounds on the full. So almost a three-quarter time siren. Port Adelaide have a 17-point margin behind Collingwood as we head to three-quarter time. Kane Farrell's kicked down the line. So Collingwood chasing 10 wins in a row. Enjoy a 17-point three-quarter time lead. Jay-Z Clark, the Duck. We've got Bernie Vince. We've got the Bristler. We've got the Two-Man. That's your team on a Saturday afternoon here from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Collingwood by 17 points. Triple M Roxbury.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's.
Triple M breakfast with Rudits and Loz.
The NBL has released its fixture for the next basketball season. There'll be a game on Christmas Day for the first time.
Christmas Day? I used to work at Blockbuster and that was open on Christmas Day, so we've all done it.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love when you come into the sport. Keeping it relatable.
Adelaide's good times with Rudits and Loz for breakfast and greatest hits all day.
Weekdays when you wake up or anytime on the Listener app.
104.7 Triple M.
Order a quality veranda, carport or garage from Alpha Industries and beat the August price rise. Alpha Industries Custom Build. Use Australian BlueScope steel and have over 150 years combined building experience. Not bad for a multi-award-winning South Australian company. Alpha Industries in Cavan and Glandore. Order a quality veranda, carport or garage now and beat the August price rise. alphaindustries.com.au.
Santa Seafood. Fresh from the high sea. Santa Seafood. Fresh from the high sea.
Mix and match 4 kilos of premium seafood for just $60. Atlantic salmon portions, flathead and barramundi fillets, crumb garfish, salt and pepper squid, crumb prawns and loads more. Mix and match 4 kilos for just $60. Open 7 days at Richmond Road, Richmond.
Santa Seafood. Fresh from the high sea. Santa Seafood. Fresh from the high sea.
A quick chat about raising respect with Mark Howard.
If we're going to end violence against women, then we need to bring up respect. Kids' sports are a great step towards teaching your kids about respect. Respect for the game, for their teammates, and for their opponents. Driving around on a Saturday, it's a great chance to have a deeper conversation with your kids. So rather than the old, how was your game question, why not ask, if one of your friends was being disrespectful to you, what would you do? There are a stack of other great conversation starters at respect.gov.au. Every little talk you have shapes them. Bringing up respect grows respect. So talk early and often. Violence against women. Let's stop it at the start.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra, and the Triple M Network.
How can you be distinctive? What if your house, the very bricks and mortar you call home, was created by you? Step ahead of the rest with Distinctive Homes. Affordable boutique homes. Be inspired by our online catalogue. From 40 top designs, you can pick all your favourite elements to create your dream distinctive home. Come and meet the team or view the online catalogue at distinctivehomes.com.au.
Want to win free barista-made coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just buy a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 30th of the 8th, 22. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecom for full terms.
It's time for Tackling Claims with RAA Home and Contents Insurance. We've seen some rainmakers and Hail Marys. Oh, the roof! Questionable free kicks. And some big steals.
Oh, they took the TV.
But while people hit the woodwork, the team at RAA Insurance tackle the claims right here in SA. Get an RAA home and contents insurance quote today and
keep on moving on.
T's and C's apply. Consider the PDS and TND. Product issued by RAA Insurance. Available from RAA.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Repco. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks Saturday afternoon football at the MCG. Three-quarter time, Collingwood by 17 points. Ash, let's quickly go around the grounds if we could, please.
BT, it's Swans leading the Giants by, 55 points, almost halfway into the third.
Red Z lending stats, Ash, what have you got?
Connor Rosie leading ball win on the ground with 28.
Let's get downstairs, Jay-Z.
BT, Jeremy Howe's the one to watch for Collingwood. Copped a heavy corking midway through the third quarter on the outer side. Got the free kick, but has received a lot of treatment on that buttock area of his, so certainly not 100%, be a bit stiff and sore. St Kilda ruckman, Tom Campbell, late withdrawal for the clash against Hawthorn tonight. Mitch Owens comes in.
Bernie and Duck, Seabus Super Special, making hard work pay off.
Collingwood just made the most of their dominance in that quarter. Got the ball going forward. They're good players, got busy around the footy. Nick Dacos, I've been watching that matchup with Power Pepper throughout the day. So 52 minutes he's spent on him, Power Pepper, and Power Pepper's had 7 disposals in that time and kicked a goal. Nick Dacos has had the 10 disposals in that matchup. So I think that's a win for Port Adelaide, and I think teams now will look to do this, put some time into him, because when you let him run around and do his own thing, he can cut you up. So, and they love giving the ball to him. They almost turn and want to give it to him every time.
They find themselves in a different position. They haven't been in this position for a few weeks, Collingwood. They've been coming from behind, so they've played with a real freedom in the last quarter. You'd like to see them obviously do that in this last quarter as well, but it's different circumstances. Still got to take the game on.
Enjoy a 17-point lead, the Magpies, as we get the final quarter underway here at the MCG. Collingwood a chance to be as high as third on the ladder and 10 wins in a row. Craig McRae's first year in charge. What a story. The Pies unfolding. Free kick paid, going the way of the Pies. Jordan De Goey is going to send them into attack. He goes short and finds Josh Carmichael. Activated medical sub. Taylor Adams is the story. I think Jay-Z reporting a groin injury, we think, so that'll be a couple of weeks. Jamie Elliott socked it out of midair. He has got something magical about him. He never looked like that was going to miss. What a goal. Goal of the week contender. And the ideal start for the Pies, 12-8-80, Port Adelaide 8-9-57. That is all brought to you on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Nice goal, that one.
Absolutely, and basic footy really, isn't it? Got it in there quickly, and he, I'll tell you what he had, looking at the Harvey Norman, he had time just to assess.
Yeah,
he had plenty of time to assess. He looked at the footy, he thought, if I take possession, I'll probably get caught with it, so he just had a lot of time to just sink the boot into it.
He actually had a couple of short steps to make sure he was in the right stride to kick the ball out of the air, if you picture what I'm trying to explain there. But that's a really nice finish. Just to have the instinct to do that out of the air. Well played.
Hard to draw a picture out of the explanation, but...
Are you picturing that? I said picture it, but not...
23-point lead here for the Pies early in the last. Burton through centre half back. Little kick along the ground to Finlayson. Finlayson goes down the edge of the centre square. High ball. Isaac Quain are able to defend it. Cameron got the handball out to Nick Dacos. He goes to Josh Dacos, and Josh Dacos marks on the half back line. Southern stand side this last quarter. Collingwood attacking to the punt road end. Josh Dacos looking for crisp. Set him a bit of a task there. Spills over the back to Burn Jones. He gave the little handball away, and now winds, sets, rips and goes towards the attacking 50. Moore's able to punch it away from Dixon. Dixon recovered nicely, got the handball to aim on. It comes back to Rosie. He goes inside 50, side bottom's got it covered. Last line of defence takes the mark.
Still side bottoms afternoon, please, Two-man.
Triple M Red Z, 9 touches.
It's pretty quiet still, isn't it, by his lofty standards?
You were ready to give him best on ground,
Not quite, but you'd expect still to have more than 9, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
The average is across his career, he would have been 20 plus almost every year he's played. So Hoskin Elliott now, members wing side, the MCG. Darcy Cameron, Finlayson from behind, managed to get it in the direction of Boat. Carmichael, courage required. Mackenzie was on a collision course Ash Johnson came the other way and took a good mark. It just felt like a car crash was about to happen then. Lipinski into the hands of Pendlebury. A lot of numbers back, so Scotty Pendlebury always prepared to back his skills in. Takes a fair bit of time with this and then just crafts the kick to the hot spot. Will Hoskin-Elliott had a look at it. Amon picked it up. Burne-Jones on the boundary line. He really wants it over. And then he's disguised that well enough. Just as though he lost his bearings, BT, and accidentally wandered over the line. So to be thrown in deep in attack.
Beautifully disguised by Burne-Jones. Beautifully disguised. Boundary throw in deep and Collingwood's attacking. Punt road 50. Cameron got rid of Finlayson. Couldn't quite get boot on ball though. It was Wine's kick out of defence. It was a scurried one. Side bottoms mark wide on 50. So Steele says to everybody around, just settle. We'll have a good look at this. First of all, I'll see if I can kick the distance, and if I can't, I'll find someone. He's good. He's as ambidextrous as you've seen a player. So side bottom now, looking like he's got this covered. Maynard tries to run from behind, but he's shadowed. Side bottom falls well short in the kick. High they go, and off hands. Bergman got a fist on it. A minor score. So 57 plays 81 in favour of the Magpies.
Need to get everything right from here, Port Adelaide. If they can pull off a come from behind victory. I know Collingwood have been incredible in the close games all year. Centering kick, they have to be a bit more bold here. Burton gets involved in a run. Bit of a mismatch here for Marshall and Quainer. Quainer always punches above his weight. And Marshall able to usher that over for a boundary throw-in. And half forward for Port Adelaide. 24 points is the margin. That's the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Given by passion for 100 years. Collingwood in a commanding position.
Around the grounds, Choice Hotels, Ash.
Sydney by 56 over the Giants, 17 into the third.
Here's Burne-Jones picking up on the wing, got the little handball away. Amon having a bit of trouble controlling it. He too got the handball to Bope, and now it comes back to Wine, searching low. Handball was really nice to Amon. Amon goes deep into the pocket, Dixon there, but Moore worked the angle and punched it over the boundary line. Gets the low fives from his teammates for his efforts. And we'll have a boundary throw in. About 35 metres into their 50, Port Adelaide. Cameron and Dixon will battle it out. Boundary line, boundary throw in a little offline. Picked up here by Butters. High ball to Palpepper, juggling mark, got it. Quainer couldn't quite get enough fist on it, and Palpepper will get something well within his distance. Man on the mark's at 47. Sam Palpepper.
Quainer may have had a hand in there, but you've got to pay that, don't you? Collingwood fans not happy, but I'm paying that one.
To get it back to a 3-goal game, Palpepper has to kick this. Runs around, gets a bit of leverage, kick looks good, magnificent. Jeez. They are back within 3 goals. It's very doable. Palpepper's got a couple, and Port on the attack here.
Yeah, we talk about that matchup again. Palpepper just keeps bobbing his head up at the right times, finding the footy. He's hitting the scoreboard now as well with his second goal and putting a lot of time and effort or pressure on Nick Dacos, making him earn every kick he's getting at the moment. And that matchup, Ash, between those two?
Yeah, 60 minutes Palpepper's played on Nick Dacos, and if we look at the two majors for Palpepper, Nick Dacos, he's had 10 touches, Palpepper up to 9.
Jay-Z, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Jeremy Howe's just gone downstairs with a doctor. He told him quite clearly, I can't run. He got that heavy corky outer side the third quarter. Of course, the Pies have a short turnaround. They play Melbourne on Friday night, so light duties this week for Jeremy Howe, you'd think.
Thank you, Jay-Z. Bob Jane T-Marts. Palpepper again involved. Going hard at it. Ground level ball. Dacos had dragged it under. And Sam Palpepper.
He's all over him at the moment. Really got some form going here, Palpepper. And it was holding the ball on his direct opponent in Nick Dacos.
Trying to milk a 50-metre penalty there, Palpepper.
Did well, Nick Dacos, to hold that up.
Oh, he had the handball to Burgoyne. Decided against it. The short kick's been intercepted by Noble. Not a great decision from Sam Palpepper. Carmichael's had an impact since coming on. He's got a runner going down. Johnson's going to get on the end of it. Just over his head. confronted by Lear. Johnson's worked his way around out the back. Jamie Elliott was all on his own, but Pal Pepper's work rate to get back was huge.
It was his kick, his poor kick that was the turnover, so he went down to make amends.
Spinning pirouette here, gobbled up here by De Goey. De Goey keeps it alive, taps it to himself, right into McKenzie. Aaliyah's got it, he's tackled. Handball to Jones. Jones to Burn Jones. Burn Jones still inside 50. Wobbly little kick, iffy little kick. Gobbled up there, but not really capitalised on by Farrell. Burn Jones coming again. Missed the target with a handball. It's all or nothing for Port. They've got to go, and they've got to go now. Maynard rips it away. Little kick, not a mark. Umpire call play on here, and he does. And a tackle eventually by Jonas will result in a ball up.
Geez, they were out 3 or 4 times there for Adelaide, and they just didn't want to kick the footy. Just overused coming out.
Even 3-goal margin in favour of the Magpies. Slapped forward by Mason Cox. 70 out for the Magpies goal. McCreary couldn't quite pick it up with a Pendlebury. Just always does what's required, and that was clever.
How about that kick?
He's guided it, Burn, along the boundary line, gained 40 metres, and no call for deliberate. So the Pies will be able to reset here in attack. Still plenty of time left in this game, but you can't make too many mistakes from here if you're Port Adelaide. Against the close game specialist Collingwood. Boak picks it up. Got it back to Jonas. Scrubbers a kick forward. Dixon and Darcy Moore. Little toe poker from Dixon. Over the top, Farrell. In there, Bianco. This is happening right in front of Jay-Z Clark at half forward for Collingwood. It's going to be thrown up.
Do you reckon this has ever happened before, BT? Having a Burn Jones and a Jones in the same team on the same day that a Hoskin Elliott and an Elliott are playing?
Probably not. I wouldn't have thought. That's a good one. Rosie.
It was a bit of a boring patch. I thought I'd throw that in.
Yes, no, it was nice.
Yeah, nice.
Over the head of Moore. Noble. 3 goals down here, Port Adelaide. Maynard. Chipping ball. Cox.
Oh, that's a free.
And Rosie restricted him, and Cox awarded the free. And Burn Jones making it difficult for Hoskin Elliott to get the footy back. And now it does come back to Cox. And he says,
soaking it up.
He says, look at me.
Slow it down a bit, I'm on TV. High ball, Elliott. Big punch away, committed Elliott. Awkward fall.
He lets everyone know what he's doing, doesn't he, mate?
Probably could just do it.
Slow to total there.
Very camera aware. 7-footer. A little bit slow to get up. It's Jamie Elliott after the crash landing. Mason Cox guiding it down. With Dersma almost dispossessed, picked up though by Travis Boak to Finlayson. This is a good opportunity. They're going through the middle. Butters back to Boak. Hasn't seen McCreary. Managed to get the handball away, but Maynard, reliable player who puts it out in front of Carmichael, could trap it inside the boundary line. So once again, forward half opportunity for the Magpies. They're 81, Port Adelaide 63, 18-point margin on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
And once again, just that one extra handball. They were out a couple of times, Port Adelaide. 23-2 handballs in this quarter, Port Adelaide.
Collingwood players throwing their hands up on the bench there, Jay-Z. They can't get on the ground.
Yeah, Jeremy House still downstairs with getting some treatment on that cork. He might not come back on for the day, BT.
Josh Dacos not happy. Noble. Bergman able to pick it up. Holds the hands out of the way, but Quainer got him in a ripping tackle. Still they possess the ball. Dersma got it off, and here they go once again. Big long ball from Butters. Oh! He has kicked a beauty from 50.
Look at the Collingwood players.
And Port Adelaide are right back in the game. Right back in the game. 12-9-81. Port Adelaide 10-9-69 on the Repco scoreboard.
Well, a lot of Collingwood players going over the umpires. We see on the Harvey Norman replay, you've got to pay that hold of the ball. The Collingwood supporters are not happy. Did a full 360. The ball nearly came out of his hand. He regathered it and then handballed it off. But Port Adelaide making the most of it. Got on the end of it, and a nice finish there from Butters from 50 metres out. And all of a sudden, back to 12 points. This is game on now.
Great goal from Butters. That.
Look at this.
Harvey Norman replay showing us clearly that holding the ball every day of the week.
He was right there. He saw the tackle of the umpire, and that's why all the Collingwood players went over to him.
Just a mistake for the umpire. That was one we were showing that they were going to pay a bit earlier. Tackle contest. Charlie Dixon trying to party trick behind his back, and it lands with Wines. Here they come again. Oh, beautiful hands. It was Butters again, who's a class act. He was like a jack in the box there. Couldn't believe he'd marked it.
Got a bit excited when he marked that, when it clunked it. Look at him here on the Harvey Norman. He gets it and then goes, yes! And he jumps in the air.
And once again, that's why you don't come off after you kick a goal, because you're up and about.
Yes,
you can normally bang 2 or 3 quickly, and this guy's capable of doing that.
Big kick.
Benson, the Duck, the Triple M C-Bar Super Specials. This is massive. Zach Butters for back-to-back goals. And a kick it right on 50, directly in front. He doesn't like it off the boot. It drifts. So they are coming, though, Port Adelaide, back to an 11-point margin. Still plenty of time as Jeremy Howe looks like he's putting the jacket on down there, Bob Jane Teamarts, Jay-Z.
Yeah, done for the day, Duke. Heavy cork in the third quarter.
Yet another close one. Ash will come to you in a moment for Red Z Lenders to remind us of those. And free kick will go the way of Alir here. They're down at the moment by 11 points. Alir short to Robbie Gray. He takes the mark 55 metres out. Pal Pepper offers the lead that's ignored. Here comes Marshall behind him. Cleared the space by Pal Pepper. And Pal Pepper says to Gray, well done, mate. But remember, I cleared the space for him. And Marshall now gets a shot from deep in the pocket.
Look, he's on the mark, BT. He said, this is me. This is me.
He's getting down like a grasshopper. He's got both hands on his toes. His knees are fully flexed. Remember, he's 8 foot.
He looks like a frog.
And he thinks this is very off-putting for the man kicking at goal, Marshall.
It's a frog on the mark.
35 metres out. It's going to be another jumping jack in the box. Look at Marshall. He's up there. He's got it. He double fists. He gives the no score. And he says, it's all about the jumping jack in the box. Goodness gracious me, Coxie.
He did say it went no score. That's me.
He's going to get a free kick too. Here, Coxie on the back of it. It gets him up the jack in the box, BT.
He called it. He was in the goal square. He said, no, this is my time. I'm going to do it.
Incredible innovation.
Let me take it.
He could be a just specialist for that. Put him in the side for that only.
Just that, you reckon?
A standing the mark, jack in the box. Coxie nearly marked it, but Johnson said, get out of the way. I've got some skill.
Got poleaxed by his own man.
There is Ash Johnson. Pies go deep in attack. Ginnivan. Mark taken by Carmichael. Uncontested. So Josh Carmichael can put a bit of a dagger through the heart of the Port Adelaide fans right now. 35-metre kick, 45-degree angle.
The boys are coming up to Coxie and they're saying, mate,
well done.
The jumping jack in the box is working.
Well, they just let Port Adelaide off the hook there. Free kick, contested mark down the line and uncontested there.
Josh Carmichael, 3 goals in his 3 games. He's going to be 4 from 4 now. And he's a celebrator as well, Carmichael. That's a big moment in the game. Josh Carmichael started as the medical sub, kicks his first. And we're back at a 17-point margin. That is all on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. 9 minutes remaining in this game.
Well, it looks like he's enjoying himself. Carmichael, Big Coxie, nearly got in the way there with Ash Johnson. Get out of the way, Coxie. But as you said, Duck, too easy going down there. Almost a free kick as well to Ginnivan. Have a look at him here, get wrapped up and then taken the ground.
Arms around.
Look, arms around. Held down, taken the ground in the end. He's never going to get a free kick. He's never going to get one. But someone had to go with Carmichael there. I'm talking Port Adelaide defenders. Can't mark a high, long one like that inside 50.
If they win this, Ash, it'll be their 10th win under 20 points this year, Collingwood. How many wins will they've had total as they go forward here? Looking for McCreary, Jones. McCreary, ground level, able to win it. Jones there to tackle. Does well, can't get rid of McCreary. Caught. Ball knocked out eventually. Side bottom. Handball straight to Farrell. Dacos was there as well. Amon tries to spin out. Dacos tunnelballs it out to side bottom. He let the ball go. Could have been a free. Pal Pepper got it to Jones. Jones to Amon. Tried the quickie. It was gobbled up by DeGoey. Got it back inside 50. Jonas under pressure. Had to give it off. Burgoyne's kickers pass his mother in the air. Pal Pepper got met very, very high. A hip and shoulder by Pendlebury. He gets straight back up, Pendlebury.
He's a tough man, Pal Pepper. He got hammered there. Good on him to get up.
Ash?
Yeah, 14th win in total at BBT.
That's not bad.
Change of direction kick, had some risk to the Shane side, but Xavier Dersma was up to the challenge. He's got some run from Burgoyne.
Just got to hit that kick, Dersma, though. It just slows the play down. Now look what happens.
A little hanger there from Kane Farrell. Sorry, from Carl Amon. Nice mark. Powell Pepper's work rate, unbelievable. From half back to half forward. Can I get one back poke? Went to the voice of Marshall. Under pressure. Cox is back there. Big Meso. The double fister.
Look at him strutting.
Polak's Georgiades too, Big Mace. So 7:53 remaining in the game. 17-point lead of the Magpies. Triple M Recco scoreboard.
You can double fist, you can mark.
Yep.
He's taking that quite easy.
17-point margin here in favour of the Pies. This is a single fist from Cox. He gained about 20 out of the defensive 50. Noble got into the back here of the little man out there, and that will be McEntee. Now the man on the mark's right on the 50. It is 87 to 70. McEntee goes inside 50. Cox flies defensively, and then he goes up and gives a bit of a stiffy arm to Marshall.
He's going back.
He hasn't turned his back yet. Hasn't looked forward.
I always thought
he's having a set shot.
Thought he was at the wrong end of the ground there, Big Mace.
What's happening?
Has milked every bit of camera time he can. Port Adelaide through Carl Amon, driving ball to the goal square. Can they get a mark on the goal line? Georgiades, who's been quiet, but he's got one here. So simply needs to kick this. It's a must-kick goal, Mitch Georgiades.
Just the 4 disposals for Georgiades today. Goalless so far. Big kick this.
And these are the snaps close to the goal line that are real gimmies in the end, and Georgiades makes no mistake. So that's game on. 11-point lead at Collingwood. 6:46 remaining. Triple M Repco scoreboard. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years.
Back to 11 points again. They just can't get within a kick, can they, Duck? And really did. That's what makes that last goal to Collingwood so disappointing. That high long ball that came in, and Carmichael just marks it uncontested inside his forward 50. I mean, really, it should be within a kick right now.
Around the grounds at
three-quarter time. Sydney leading the Giants by 50 points.
I'd forgotten his name.
Did you call him Resh?
It is actually
Resh. I think so, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. That's true. Thanks,
I actually genuinely forgot them. I had a blockage. Back to the middle we go. Hey, tell you what, this is close. What is it?
11.
So it's close. It's close again for Collingwood. Port Adelaide have got 6 minutes and 46 seconds to do something about it. 11-point differential in the middle. Cameron gets bowled over. Dacos, that's Josh. Little handball. McCreary attacked it. Caught in the Rosie tackle. Jones for Port Adelaide tries to sock it off the ground. Dacos handball out the back. Found his brother and Nick. Nick high balls one to centre half forward. Burton was there. Takes a nice mark at centre half back. Burton.
Good strong mark that was, and he just goes as straight and long as he can. Charlie Dixon the target. Put the 1 mid up. Maynard's a good player. Won it back, got it to side bottom. Run a Quainer over the head of Jamie Elliott, and Ryan Burton able to slap that through the interchange race where Darcy Moore's going, get me back on. Pendlebury down there as well. They make a few changes with the ball in this part of the ground. 6 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in this game. 11-point lead to the Magpies. They've won 8 of their 9 games that have been decided by less than 12 points. They're in front here, although here come Port Adelaide. Amon, inside forward 50, he's just misdirected that kick, and it was pretty easy for Braden Maynard. Takes another good mark in defence.
He does, and he switches from the north to the south to Chris. Chris gave it to Nick Dacos. Nick Dacos got it to Johnny Noble. John Noble's got it to the southern stand halfback flank now, and into the waiting hands here of Bianco. So time is a-ticking. 5.5 remaining now. Collingwood 87, Port Adelaide 76. Ball out to the wing over the head of Hoskin Elliott, and Jones marks. Oh, he's going back like he's going to take his time here. And I think he's given his little calf a little tweaking. And now he gets it off to Amon because he was wasting a lot of time. Amon goes attacking back inside 50. Here come Port Adelaide again. Almost off the shoes. There was Marshall caught in the tackle. And we'll have a ball up attacking 50 here for Port Adelaide.
And this is where you look for Robbie Gray and Butters and those guys to be on the move.
If they can manufacture a goal here, Port Adelaide, that will put some pressure right in this contest. Jones is back up, might have been a bit of cramp. He fisted it away from Hoskin Elliott. Ollie Wines, the Brownlow medal winner, back inside 50. Port Adelaide Dixon, Moore got the fist in. Here is Robbie Gray, ground ball to one. Butters was taken on. It was a Ginnivan-style attempt, and no free kick was the right call, I reckon. They get it out of defence, Collingwood. Burton picks it up. A little bit of a handball intended from Wines. Well done to Goey. And Hoskin Elliott to Jamie Elliott.
Elliott now he had no one in front of him from half forward, so he went back and said, I'll do the team thing here. It's a bit of clock winding, and he'll kick short and find Lipinski. So great play in the end. Lipinski's got the ball at half forward. Kick sideways to the Goey, not the required journey. So the umpire says you must go. To Goey goes deep inside 50. Mark taken here by Burgoyne. It come in the south side. It's gone out the north side. And here's Powell-Pepper.
He's running hard, Sam Powell-Pepper.
Isn't he working hard both ways?
All the way back into defence to Marshall. Robbie Gray's got a one-on-one. Terrible kick from Marshall. Put it straight down the throat of Nathan Murphy, and that releases the pressure for Collingwood. And now it can just share it around. Darcy Moore's got it at half back. 3:45 and counting. So happy to take some time here. The Magpies, Moore. Down line, big Meso. In front.
Nowhere near it.
Cameron picked up though. Mason Cox has floated one. Awkward bounce for Burn-Jones. McCreary came through. Well played, Darcy Burn-Jones. Going to get it to Connor Rosie. Back to Burn-Jones. I want to go through the corridor. Burgoyne
did well.
Hands it to Alir. Ollie Wines. Another handball to Boak. Sweeps one to Rosie. Can go in front to Bergmore. He does get it to Miles Bergman in the end. He's getting to half forward. Inside forward 50. They desperately need a mark. Going back with a flight Murphy for Collingwood. Huge intercept mark.
Oh, he's becoming a really good player. Got it out to Crisp. They've got 4 players unaided on the outside here, Collingwood. Noble's getting an escort down the ground. Took one bounce. Thought about the handball back inside. Got an eternity of time. And sticks it down the throat of Hoskin Elliott. Little chip over the top to Lipinski. They're within 70 metres, but he decides not to go. 2:38 remaining. It's 87 Collingwood, 76 Port Adelaide. And Dacos has got the ball right on the boundary line. This is Nick.
Dacos was the one that got the handball in defensive 50.
He plays on right from the boundary. High ball, top of the square. Bergman flies. Out the back it comes. Alir's got it all to do. And it's a rush behind. 13-10-88 Collingwood. 11-10-76 Port Adelaide. On the Triple M scoreboard, 2 minutes remaining in the game.
Well, the last 4 or 5 entries, Port Adelaide, they've just bombed it long, straight to where Collingwood's numbers are. There was a lead-up option there. Charlie Dixon had actually led at the ball, had to lower the eyes and then go to the top of the square.
Handy point, as we often say, because it gets the margin to an even 2 goals. Finlayson, I'm not sure what clock he's thinking about. He's just got to get going.
Numbers back though, Das.
Yeah, fair point. Marshall under pressure. Got it to Miles Bergman, so the Pies have dropped a couple of loose back and they're going to have to fight their way through it. Darcy Moore got back and they have parked the bus, as they say now, Collingwood.
Okay, so the Port Adelaide sign, Bernie, are holding up a coloured green sign. It says nothing other than green.
Green,
what does that mean? Just go.
Take it on.
Go
through the corridor.
Go.
Don't
Port
stop.
Adelaide, go is the message coming from the bench. I don't know why they just won't write it. Go.
Now that would give it away, BT.
Boy, got to figure that out.
Who would know they have to score here in the last 2 minutes to win?
Yep, here they go. Darcy, and they go. Look at this. Rosie, handball, comes back to Burn-Jones, gives another one on to Boak. 53 metres out, centering ball. They need a mark. Burgoyne's marked it. Burgoyne is marked 35 metres out directly in front. And the go sign is being shaken on the boundary line. They're shaking it at Burgoyne, saying it's green and it means go.
Hasn't kicked a goal in his career so far, Burgoyne. What a big kick for your first goal.
It is 48 metres out, directly in front, perhaps a little closer. It's right through the middle. It's right through the middle. Look at the man on the boundary. He's shaking the shitter out of that green sign. And it just means go. Go! Go! Because we are 6 points down with 1 minute remaining.
And I'll tell you what, they didn't have the jack in the box. I think he got...
Oh, they didn't?
I think he got stuck on the bench.
No!
He got stuck on the bench with the jack in the box. So,
look at him. He's gone out there and said, why didn't you do a jack
Look
in the
at
box?
him. Get into the frog, stay down, and then jump up late.
Talk about Burgoyne's under pressure. What about Sean? He was just an unbelievable player under pressure.
And Peter.
Yeah. That's a ripper.
Young Jace with his first goal in AFL football has got Port Adelaide to back within 6 points. How massive this centre clearance. The Pies have got their big guns in there. They got De Goey, they've got Pendlebury, they've got Jamie Elliott as well. Off hands, Finlayson did well. It spills to the Brownlow medalist Wines. Can they get a mark here? Charlie Dixon coming at it. Robbie Gray back with a flight. Maynard couldn't take the mark. He's handed it back to Murphy. To Josh Dacos, clearing kick is going to be marked by Wines.
No, he dropped the dart. And then Cameron came through, allowed Elliott to pick up the ball.
Big ball.
He's got it into no man's land here. Aaliyah picks it up. We've got 34 seconds left. Burton goes exploring. Dixon at the back. Juggler couldn't get it off hand. Free kick. Free kick, it'll go the way of Port Adelaide. Will
And 50.
Which way's it going though?
Collingwood and 50.
Okay, so it's a Pendlebury free, I think. And 50 must have been descent.
Game over. Descent. Dixon, Charlie Dixon, BT, gave the free kick away for a push and then remonstrated. Can't do that.
24 seconds remaining. Maynard has the kick on the wing. Collingwood are 1 goal up and now they get the chance to possess the footy. They've got to go, go, go. Port Adelaide here. They're going to run out of time. Collingwood in there, saw forward 50. Punt road end. Picked up on this occasion by Dersma. High ball. Marked by Boak.
That's almost 50. It has to be 50.
That has to be 50, doesn't it?
He got dubbed in a tackle, Boak. Wouldn't have been enough. There's the siren. Collingwood win their 9th game by less than 12 points. The margin is 6. What a year. 10 in a row for Collingwood. Craig McRae has them in 3rd spot on the ladder at the MCG, and the Collingwood fans, they are out of their chairs celebrating.
Wow. Ah, yes, Collingwood have got home by 1 goal. Ash Chua, it has been a remarkable run. We're going to get a word from Jack Ginnivan shortly, courtesy of Fox. The broadcaster's here today. Let's go down and have a listen to what the man has to say today.
I can't now. We've won about 8 in a row, I think, by under 10 points. So it's no luck now.
You're a young player and obviously not accustomed to this momentum. Can you appreciate how rare it is for the team to be in such great form?
I don't think so. Not yet. It's sort of weird. Last year 1 and 4 when I played, and now 10 on the row. So it's pretty crazy, and so proud of the boys, and we held on again. So credit to the coach and all the players.
3 goals from yourself. It's obviously your position. Really hard to stay engaged and make the most of those opportunities. How were you able to do it today?
Yeah, it's hard. Obviously coming off a shit week last week, didn't play my best, and just got back to work at the training track, and got lucky, and all the boys around me supporting me. So it was good to get on the end of a few.
How are you handling all the pressure and your name being in the headlines and on radio every day? It must be a lot for a youngster.
Yeah, it's definitely taking a toll on my mental health and all that stuff, but I'm here, happy, smiling. When you're kicking goals and winning, it's beautiful, so can't complain.
Who do you turn to inside the club? Is it the coach? Is it the captain? Who are the boys that have got you back?
Yeah, I've got some strong leaders around me. Darcy Moore, Callum Brown's one of my best mates. He's looking after me. My mum, my family's so amazing. They're up here every week, so I can't complain. Fly, he's a beautiful human. I love him to bits, and he's looking after me day by day, so it's really good.
And it's only going to get better because you're playing the reigning premiers Melbourne Friday night footy. I mean, how huge of a challenge is that going to be for this group?
Yeah, it's going to be a very good contest on the MCG, and I can't wait for Friday night footy. I reckon I've played in 1 game Friday night, so I'm so keen.
And the prospect of finals just around the corner, top 4 at the moment. What would it mean to this group to sew up that double chance and really give yourself a platform? Do you think you can win the flag?
Yeah, obviously everyone thinks they can win the flag when they're in finals. we're just going to keep going with the momentum and fingers crossed, and we'll just see what happens.
Good to see you smiling. Well done on the performance today, and well done on the way you're coping with it all.
Thanks so much.
Jack Ginnivan there, courtesy of Fox, a very effervescent, upbeat, and ready to go young man that's not afraid to answer any question in an honest and matter-of-fact way.
Yeah, just the 8 disposals for Ginnivan, but he did kick those 3 goals, and geez, there were some iffy free kicks with him. They'll be looked at all week.
That'll be the story of the week.
It will be, because it was this week.
Yes.
And then we thought, well, we all know it's clear now.
But I think there's more examples out of today's game.
Because there was more, I feel, free kicks to Ginnivan again. And I don't know, it's just because it's him, it's almost a free hit now.
So, Ash, does that mean that Port Adelaide are now cooked?
Yeah, they're pretty much finished BT for season 2022.
Right, yeah, that's it for them. All right, what else have you got for us there, Ash?
Yeah, just those tight margins for the Maggies. So their last 5 wins have been by an average winning margin of 5 points. 9 out of the 14 this year by 11 points or less. And as you mentioned, they're sitting third as we speak on the live ladder, Collingwood.
Right, and can they be hustled out of third by the end of this round of football, Ash?
By the completion of this round BT, as we have a
just
look.
while you're thinking of that, Tom Jonas being hoisted off the ground.
Ollie Wines.
So is Ollie Wines.
200 games for him too, BT.
Playing 200.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they can, because Brisbane are currently 1 game behind them, but they have superior percentage. So if they defeat the Tigers tomorrow, Collingwood will slip from 3rd to 4th.
Let's go around the grounds, Ash.
Sydney by 50 points over the Giants, almost halfway into the final quarter.
Thank you very much, Bernie. How do you sum up a game like that?
Well, Collingwood did what they had to do, didn't they? But Port Adelaide, they'll be kicking themselves. I reckon there was a moment late in that first quarter when Leary went back with the flight, dropped the mark. They were 24 points up. Collingwood go bang, bang just for quarter time. Then the game gets away from them in the second quarter. That's the ball game there.
Think about the votes coming your way in a moment. Jay-Z, down to you. Injury wrap for today.
Yeah, an injury toll for Collingwood out of this one, BT. No doubt about that. Taylor Adams, the gun-on baller, wrenched his groin. So that will be a big watch throughout the week. It could be a couple of weeks for him if it's a bad groin. Hopefully they can get him right for finals. And also Jeremy Howe, a heavy corky in that third quarter, meant the Pies were down to 1 man in that last term. So corky for Howe, groin for Adams. They play Melbourne on Friday night, short turnaround.
All right, thank you, Jay-Z, down there. Let's take a look at the Triple M MVP Award, homeloans.com, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans. What have you got today, Bern?
For the one vote, I went out the square a little bit. I gave 1 vote to Sam Powell-Pepper. I thought he had an influence on this game. He went to Nick Dacos early on, kept him 70 minutes. He was on him for. He had 11 disposals himself in that time, kicked 2 goals on him, and Dacos had 10. So I know Dacos had 21 disposals, but whenever Powell-Pepper came off, he cleaned up. So well done to Powell-Pepper. 2 votes, Connor Rosie, 35 disposals today. He was outstanding. Player, PB for him. He's having some sort of couple of months of footy. What was his PB previous to today? 33. Yep. So he beat that again. He's in some ripping form. And 3 votes today. Best man on the ground, Jordan Ngoe. He had not the highest amount of possessions on the game, 23 disposals, 5 clearances, 3 of them centre bounce clearances. He kicked 2 really important goals. One of them was late, just before quarter time. But he just won some really big, crucial contests through the middle of the ground. And I think today, obviously coming back into the side today as well, he had a real point to prove, I reckon, that he belongs in this Collingwood team. And if we spoke about it, if I'm a Collingwood supporter, I'm all over Jordan Ngoe. You don't let match winners like that leave your footy club.
Good on you, Bernie. Thank you very much. Who do they play next week, Collingwood, and when?
Friday night, BT, at the MCG against the Demons.
And where are we going right now, Ash?
Right now, we'll be going to Marvel Stadium, St Kilda, taking on the Hawks.
All right, it's a cracking day of football at the MCG. Duck and Das and Byrne and Jay-Z and Ash and all of the boys on the pre-game show as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Collingwood are having an unbelievable run at the moment. They've won 10 games in a row. Stay with us. Plenty more footy to come. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.